We are live.
Hello, welcome to episode 2 of the WWAS podcast, Tacky Toaster Tray Club. Hello, Riley. Welcome back to another episode. We have some interesting topics today, and none of them. Well, I was going to say it wasn't anything to do with Nintendo, but actually, it might be.
Funny enough, it is somewhat
Yeah,
very strange.
well, I don't know if they're gonna have Nintendo, right? Like, we don't know that, I guess, do we?
What have you found
No,
about Nintendo then? Come on out with it.
Well, no, I'm talking about the Universal Studios in the UK potential thing we might have, maybe.
yeah,
Oh,
Um,
that won't have. Wait,
because of
do they have Nintendo stuff there, or is that just a separate thing?
yeah,
yeah.
the Florida and Japan one has I think it's both of them now has the
Yeah.
Nintendo Land, right?
Oh, I
Oh,
thought it
Um,
was its own separate thing. I didn't realize it was actually in Universal Studio.
no, it's part of it. So,
Oh,
um, yeah, that's so this might we maybe this is a Nintendo stream again. I don't know, but
well, there was no mention
um,
in the plans at the beginning, but they did say
no,
they
I
were going to
mean,
expand after
no,
this
I
finished.
think they've actually said, or like there's speculation of what, like if you look at the map of what the world's going to be anyway, like
Well,
it's
I
not
heard
really,
they're
I
gonna
saw
do like
something.
superhero stuff. So Spider-Man was mentioned in the news, and then when I went back onto the news again, they were talking about its fame. The land was famous for its bricks, and then I saw a big pile of bricks.
I feel like someone talked to me about the brick thing before. Like, I don't remember
I have
who
no idea
or
what that
what.
is.
I've mentioned
Might
the
have been
bricks before.
yeah, no, I mean like before this news though, or maybe you did. I don't know.
Oh.
Because this has been coming for some time, right? Like this has been
Yeah,
rumored.
Yeah,
it's been rumored, but like I was excited like to turn on the news and it's like, oh, they've actually like going to start building
Yeah.
it, but it's
Like
gonna
for the
take a
first
little
time
while.
it's like actually proper news, not just whatever. So
yeah,
um
speculation before, but
it's gonna be near Bedford, so it's like Midlands, which I guess is logical. It's probably only a
yeah,
couple hours at most from London, so I guess that's to be expected.
yeah, I think you made closer to that.
And a big enough,
Yeah,
like,
probably.
free land area, I guess, because obviously there isn't much space in Britain at the moment.
Yeah, what is it? As you say, it's a brick. It was a brick manufacturing site that has been dormant for probably quite a long time now,
Yeah,
and
bloody hell.
they're repurposing it. The BBC article says it's likely to feature James Bond, Paddington, and the Lord of the Rings.
I
And I
mean,
feel
it's
like
just
I would really hate if they made it like overly British just because it's in the UK.
Well,
yeah,
that's gonna
but
be
I
like
I
don't know.
think.
that's gonna be a selling point, isn't it? Because for like not for
For
like
who
people
though?
who live here, but tourists who come from other countries, because like how the Japanese one is very Japanese with all the like the anime
Is it
stuff
though?
and all that. Yeah, there's a lot like there's Demon Slayer stuff that was exclusively there, and all that kind of stuff. And then the American one's very
Mm.
Americanized. So I think they're gonna try and give
No,
it the
American one's not
British.
Americanized.
I think they're
I
gonna
mean, the
try and
American
give it
one's
the.
just that's just default though.
Yeah, it
They
is.
are
It literally
American,
is.
and they
Yeah,
made an American theme
yeah,
Yeah, but
park.
that's what I
It's
mean.
like saying
Like
Main
it's
Street
exactly.
USA is Americanized. Like, well, no, that's just they probably just wanted that at Disney.
That is just Universal
To
Studios,
be fair,
basically.
I
That's
literally in
literally
my
it.
head I thought the Japanese one was the original one, but it's not. I'm an idiot. But yeah, it's
Well,
because the Japanese did their own version of it because they got American stuff there and then
Yeah,
they got their exclusive stuff as well. So I think the gimmick side of it, they're going to like do a British kind of a gimmick to kind of sell it more to outside tourism.
yeah,
I do
maybe.
think the Lord of the Rings is like that's huge anyway. Like that's so
That's
massive.
British, isn't it?
Like that'd be brilliant. So, well, yeah, but I mean,
Well, it
it's a
wasn't.
huge
Yeah,
thing
I don't.
anyway. So,
Was it? I
I
mean,
mean,
obviously, it
the
wasn't filmed in
land
the
of
UK, was it?
no, it's filmed in like New Zealand, but obviously J.R. Tolkien was British, so
Okay,
and
yeah.
it's supposed to be loosely based in. Uh, Someone will be able to correct me, but the woods close to where they used to live, it was very much that's where like the idea of Mordor came from. Not Mordor, but like
Well, it's
Middle Earth came from.
not
Um,
Sherwood, is it? Sherwood Forest, because that's Robin
no,
Hood.
it's not.
I've been
Yeah,
there.
that's a different part of the country.
I went there and was Robin Hood for a day, going around with my wooden
You're a
bow and
You
thief.
arrow. Yeah,
you were robbing who? Which is funny because wait, is that why his name
Exactly.
Robin? Because he was robbing the rich
In the hood, yeah, I think that's
in
what he was doing.
the.
I nearly spat my tea out because of that joke.
What were the other thing? Is it mention the others? Because I know I knew about the James Bond already.
They
Because
said
I think there may
heroes,
be
and
like a
I saw
ride.
Spider-Man pop up, so I'm guessing Spider-Man.
Well, I've seen Back to the Future as well.
I wouldn't.
In
Well, well, really though, because they got rid of that ride at the US one, right? 'Cause that's
yeah,
not.
but
Well, it's been
actually,
Simpsons
well,
for a long time now.
no, because it's not that it's not going to be that ride. It'll be a new one, and I think it was supposed to be what's the bloody place called that it's set in the 50s? What's the actual
America.
like town called? No, the actual
America.
America.
Clock
No,
Tower
the
uh,
Town.
yeah, I don't remember. What's
it's like
that?
Hill something, isn't it? It's
Oh,
like
Hill
called
Valley,
like
right?
Back
Hill Valley.
to
Oh, that's
the
it. Hill Valley. Yeah. So
Is that the
future
town though, or just?
town.
I think that's the town, isn't it?
I searched Hill Valley and again, actual Hill Valley. Hill Valley back to yeah, okay. Fictional town in
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hill
California.
Valley. I found it.
So if that's the case, if they've got like a replica of that, that'd be awesome. That'd look amazing, like 50s esque. That'd be cool. But I don't know if that's an actual like rumor or if that's almost been confirmed or whatever. I think it's just a lot of speculation, but
Oh, that's going to be very good
it'd be
photo
exciting.
opportunities for cosplayers then who live around the UK. Just all the backdrops. I can picture it now. Me with my Marty McFly puffer jacket thing with my
We got
hat
Iron Man cosplay. Yeah.
and my hoverboard. Yeah, good photos over there. Are you referencing my bad Iron Man cosplay I did for my...
No, of
Was it
course not.
my first or second Comic Con? I think it was...
First, I think.
That was your first,
Yeah, I
I
think it was
think.
my first.
Yeah, it's the
It
first.
was the point where I was Tony Stark from the animated series, um, Iron Man Armored Adventures, where he was a teen and yeah, he was still Iron Man, but he was like kind
You
of
know.
Spider-Man-esque, still in school kind
What
of
did
thing.
he do? I don't know.
So for the cosplay, it was literally a red t-shirt, the jeans he wore, and the red and white baseball-y kind of shoes. And then I built myself an art reactor. But obviously, because the back of it was a sink plug, it made it stick out more when it was in my chest. So yeah, they called me the one-tit wonder. And I never
Wow.
thought I would
You
say
did,
that by myself.
I was gonna say I never thought I'd hear that come up on Who Wants a
Neither would I. Well,
Soda
to be fair,
One, two.
I
Who
did
Wants a
talk.
Soda brand
I
stream.
did talk about the time I kissed an iron on WAS streams. So there's
Well, yeah,
more
and that's on.
stupid
If you're
adverts.
watching this on YouTube, that's on this channel.
How
Yep.
many years ago?
That
Uh,
is four solid 4 years
Oof.
ago. In fact, you know
Mm,
what? We're about a month away from our 4 year anniversary.
we should probably plan something.
We should probably think about something.
Yeah,
But yeah, the
well,
story didn't
we'll do something.
happen 4 years ago. The stream where I talked about it happened 4 years ago.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Because I was a dumb kid thinking I could kiss an iron for some reason.
I hadn't changed.
Yeah. Let me just stick my tongue in this toaster. Don't do that.
I think I'll eat it now.
I want my toast. But going back to Universal Studios, I think they said it was going to take about 6 years to build, give or take.
Uh,
It's going to be quite
Maybe.
a long
Because
time.
it was a long. I saw it was
There's a
going to
guy in
be a
this
long
article
time.
called
Hmm?
the guy in this
Be too
article
old
called
for that.
Mr. Spiegel, and I just
Speedwagon.
think of Spike Spiegel from
Yeah, nice.
Cowboy Bebop. I can't. I mean, yeah, it's gonna take ages. We're gonna be quite old by then. I mean, we are
We will
already.
be probably too old to do it. But then, to be
Well,
fair,
you're never too old
no,
for
like
a
to
No.
theme
be to
park.
be fair, the streamer I watch, he's in his 40s and he does all this stuff. So, hey ho, we'll be still streaming in our 40s, maybe.
God forbid.
Yeah, I'm on their website. It doesn't really.
Well, it was on the
give
news. I
a
heard 6
specific time
years. So
frame. Yeah,
I think it was.
it sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a whole theme to make an entire theme park, like I
Well,
feel
I
like
wonder who's
6 years
got
Yeah,
the
is
contract because you
quite
know
good.
how the British Building Society is very famous for cutting corners and making houses that fall to pieces.
I mean,
Dunno.
yeah, I certainly hope it's built well. I mean, we this is a country with world class theme parks. Maybe not all built like entirely, from UK companies. Certainly not the roller coaster, but still, we probably have one of the like most dense, like most densely packed area of quality theme parks. I think the only place that probably um, rivals that is literally the Disney World complex in Florida, because obviously that's a bit ridiculous in what it is. But stuff like Alton Towers, obviously got Legoland UK as well, Chessington Thought Park, at least in terms of its thrill rides. If you add Universal to that, all of these are within a few hours driving distance from each other. You could drive from what's the furthest south of those? It's probably
Uh,
Thorpe
Like,
Park, right? I think.
would Chessington not be?
Is Chessington further? I forget where that is.
Yeah, so do I. Is that not? I don't know.
I'm checking. We are checking. Yeah.
well, here's
Yeah,
one.
no, that is further. Yeah, that's actually within the M25. I didn't even
Do you know
Oh,
what we
bloody
could
hell.
do then once it's finished? Well, before it's finished built, we could do a theme park crawl stream where we just
in
go
one
to
day.
not like
Stream.
not one day, but like different days going to different theme
Yeah, one day
parks.
after another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, can't go to every
To
yeah,
to
go to every single
celebrate the
one.
No, no.
Universal
Okay,
Studios being built, and then we'll go to Universal Studios and stream it if we're still doing this in our 40s.
but hear me out. What if we actually at least went on one ride at each in one day? Like,
Oh,
wouldn't
that'd
that
be
be
mad.
like the resulting
Yeah, but
YouTube
how
video would be
far?
insane?
That would be
How far
expensive,
is
but
on Tower's obviously really far.
It would. Well, okay. Let's go. Let's drive. I'm on Google Maps right now. Right.
Oh, okay.
we
Let's
are
work it
talking
out.
It's
to the
serious,
driver
Alton
bro.
here, so he's going to find a way.
Alton Towers. Right. Okay. Driving from Chessington to Alton Towers is 3 hours.
That's
Um,
not too bad.
that's not too bad, really. Let's literally add what would next be Thorpe Park.
Yeah.
And then we want Legoland, Windsor.
Of course, they're all
Um,
relatively close, aren't they?
yeah, I'm gonna put in Bedford Steel. This is probably it. That's gonna be where the new thing is.
God.
That's further. Oh, it's wait, no, that's okay. That's the wrong place. I need
Oh,
to find. Is there some sort of address for this? Where it's gonna be? Du-du-du-du-du. So I'm just gonna put in Bedford because I can't find anything more specific.
Just
it'd
put
be close enough.
Bedford Brick Place. I don't know.
Oh, and I put steel. I meant bricks, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't help. No, but just Bedford
No.
for now. It's close enough.
What's
Yeah,
that?
the total drive now is 6 hours.
Oof.
This is an odd
Yeah.
way. Is this the best way of doing this? I guess so.
Well,
Yeah.
surely you'd go to on Towers last or first, wouldn't you? Because it's the only one
Yeah. I
that's not
currently have it
close to.
last.
Would you
It's just
guys?
Yeah.
honestly doing a lot of loops on yourself around Heathrow is adding like 3 hours to this. I swear. Plus the trip out to
Mm.
Bedford and back to the M1. Town of Kempton. Yeah, that's where Thorpe Park's
Oh,
certainly near
Camden.
there.
Well, I meant to do the stream with all the other theme parks to celebrate the new one being built, and then once it's being built, then do a solo stream for that one.
But that would still, I mean, you're not really saving much time because, of course, and maybe you save a few minutes, but you've still got to get to Alton Towers, which is the main issue.
Yeah, but I didn't
Yeah.
mean
Super
all in a
annoying.
day, like different days, different
Oh, well, we did.
Oh yeah,
places.
I
We
mean,
did.
one day after another would actually be quite fun as well, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
just
don't know.
thinking
You
of
have
the
to add fun roller
challenge of doing it
coasters.
all in one day.
What we
I
could
think
do
if you
is pick the
pick
best rides and then make it into the video where it's just one video with all the days that we go into.
well, yeah, but I'm just thinking of the challenge of getting to all of them in one
The
day. Like,
challenge.
you don't understand. Dang. Like,
It would be.
What about making it a charity thing so you got more of an oomph to do it within the day?
Oh,
I mean, maybe, but like,
Yeah,
it would have to be. I think it'd have to be like because on Halloween they are open late and all that.
yeah.
If like Alton Towers
yeah,
would
it'd
have
have
to
to
be
be then.
like entering at 6 p.m. most
When
likely.
it opens, basically.
Hang on one second, I have
Like,
to go grab the door.
No worries. So, yeah, I'm surprised how long it's
oh,
actually take. Considering it's 3 hours from
yeah.
Chessington to from Alton Towers. I am doing it in reverse here. Alton Towers to Chessington. Um, wait, if I got this, yeah, hang on, I could make this better then. I got the. Oh, I fucked it up. I fucked
So
it
have
up.
you made it so you go back on yourself or something?
Yeah, I thought I had. Okay, no, 4 hours 27 is the actual number here.
Okay,
Okay,
that's not as
and
impossible.
now it makes a lot more sense the route it's taking. Okay, this makes a lot more sense.
Not going like back to London or whatever.
But that is obviously still quite a chunk, like considering the length of a day,
Yeah,
a
but
waking day, 4.5 hours just driving, not even getting in and out of the
it's
parks
a
and
lot of
that.
driving.
And then you got to get on a ride too. Like obviously, what we're gonna buy fast passes? Like how we're
Well,
gonna
I guess we'd
or
have to.
ride or ride the
Like,
most basic thing.
yeah, just
Um,
ride like the teacup or something. Like, I don't know. Like, it would. Yeah, that'd be quite difficult. I mean, I guess if you would probably have to do it like, oh, you're gonna ride the best ride there or like the most popular ride, because then it makes it a bit more interesting than it. And I guess you could see how long it takes. I mean, if you go to some of the parks, of course, it depends when you do it as well. If you're doing like a weekday that isn't a half term or anything, then it may be all right.
All right, I'm back.
You
Sorry
know.
about that.
it's probably slightly less than this because looking at Thorpe Park on this map, like it's actually driving me past the car park, round into the service roads of Thorpe Park and into the park
Oh god, oh
itself.
god,
And it's
stop.
like,
Like,
well,
Yeah, we're not
I
taking that
wouldn't
route.
need to do that. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
I
I've
think we
now
need
I've lowered it to 4 hours 19 by taking that off.
before I left, you talked about the Halloween thing. It was open till late.
Yes, I
I
was gonna
did
say
that
that might
last
make it
year.
easier. Me too.
Did you? Which day did you go?
Yeah, remember oh, not the same day as you. I think we were like a week out from each other or something. Because
Yeah.
you were saying you were going there, and I was like, oh, I was there last week with my sister.
Oh, yeah, because my sister just says, "Oh, let's go," and booked us all tickets. And then I went to the Deadbeats one, and then I made a joke because I was going to a
Oh yeah,
Clive Mori concert because our fan base is called
yes.
Deadbeats.
Oh, I thought you
Um,
said you're gonna make a joke about yourself or something. That's what I thought I was going.
nah, I'm a prince. I'm no deadbeat. Yeah, and then it was kind of strange though, because like when we did the maze afterwards, like the scarecrowy maze thing, they looked like the scarecrows from Doctor Who, that Doctor Who episode where like the people were turned to scarecrows. My sister, my brother, and my brother's partner was behind. Oh, and my sister's partner were all behind me. And as we were walking, so some of them would just stand up and like run after you and point at you and all that. They would deliberately go past me and go behind me where all the people were actually being scared about it. And I was just walking straight through like nothing was going on because they weren't bothered with me. They were bothered with more of the people that were screaming behind me. I was like, but they're not scary. To be fair, I did think one of them was a statue, and I went really close, and it just stood up, and instead of coming for me, it just went behind me. And I was like, okay, bye then, and I carried on walking through. It was ridiculous. It was just like they weren't bothered with me. And obviously they do say before you go in, you can't touch them. They won't touch you necessarily, blah blah blah. But the American ones are full on where they actually will grab you and throw you around. Which I think I'll probably be more scared of those ones than obviously our little tame ones. But how did
Yeah,
you
that
fare
sounds
with the
scary.
maze?
We only did the free one, and it was fine. Like, yeah, it was a bit weird when they would like come at you or sort of stand in your way, but like obviously they don't. Yeah,
Oh
they
yeah,
will
the one I was talking about was
let
the
you
free
go
one.
with
It was
time, won't they?
the
Yeah,
hay bale ones with the scarecrows. The deadbeats one was really dark, but the only thing that they would happen, you would go in and it was just like a pole dancer just like lunging at you and like kicking out his leg, which was close to our faces at one point, but obviously they're trained enough to not like hit you. And then they're just other zombie type people with headphones on, and then it just got dark, and then you would trip over barrels more than being scared technically. But like everything was being as I was walking, everyone behind me was being scared than what I was facing, which was just like, what's the point? But yeah, it was an experience because I got to ride some of the rides as well, which was the really fast one, the race car one that goes super.
Oh, Rita.
The was it called? Is it called Rita?
Alton Towers, yeah, the one that launches you,
Yeah, launches you up
right?
really fast. It was like it's the
It
fastest because it's
launches you
like it's
up.
naught to 60 no, yeah, in 60 seconds.
That doesn't go up though, like Stealth at Thorpe Park. That just shoots you forward and then you go round and
No, it shoots you up. The one I'm talking about. Hang on, race
you
car.
if it's Alton Towers, it's definitely Rita and it
No,
doesn't go
Thorpe
up.
Park I
I mean it
went
goes
to.
somewhat up. Well, oh, I thought you meant yeah, I went to Alton Towers.
Oh, you went to Yours and Towers one.
I thought you went to Alton
No, I went to
Towers.
the Thorpe Park Halloween
Oh, okay.
experience.
No, okay, we're talking about different things then.
Yes. I'm trying to find it. It
I
is
swear
called
you went to Alton
Stealth.
Towers.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, no, that definitely goes up. That's 0 to
Yeah.
80.
Oh, okay. But it was in like in
Because
60
Reacher is actually
seconds.
0 to 60. But
Yeah. This one was
yeah.
like six, like really fast. Um, but yeah, Thorpe Park I went to, not the one you were on about.
Thank you for the
Um,
80 stream streak, Riley.
damn. That's a lot.
It is. Yeah,
Um,
I've been to Thorpe Park on Halloween. Not sure I want to be honest. Not really a big fan of the Halloween stuff at theme parks. Other than just being able to stay there later in the UK, because normally they don't let you.
the only thing that happened there as well that's worth mentioning, I think her name was that. I literally nearly bumped shoulder to shoulder with I think her name's Katy Perry.
Katie Price?
Katie Price, sorry, that's it. Katie Price.
See, what a downgrade.
Katy Perry.
Sorry, I got
Katy
them wrong.
Perry and Katie Price.
Yeah,
Katy Perry would be a brilliant story.
I know, right? But no, it's only Katie Price. Like,
is
don't
Yeah,
worry.
you've got more money than her anyway. Don't worry.
yeah, literally, we walked literally shoulder to shoulder past Katie Price,
Arm in arm.
and it was the American Town bit in Thorpe Park, which was also funny as well. But yeah, that was a first celebrity nearly bumping kind of thing. Well, kind of a celebrity, but
I mean, but she is a celebrity. But
Oh,
I
I
mean,
mean,
you
yeah,
know,
but
yeah.
it's only Katie Price.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's Z lister.
If they
It's
obviously
not.
you got like the A list and all that, I think she's what, a D or an E list celebrity now?
No, Z. Z.
Z, yeah,
No,
okay.
wait, if
Yeah.
Katie Price is that list, what are we?
Like we're like
We're the X
decimal
Factor.
point. We're terrible. No, it's
We're better than Katie
I haven't
Price.
been I haven't been to Fort Park since went on the school trip, right? And that was a long time ago. I've literally only ever been once. I've been I don't
Yeah,
know,
I went a
I
couple
never
years
got
ago.
bothered.
I think I've only been 3 times in
Yeah.
my life because when I lived in Belgium, we did all the theme parks there. So most of my childhood was all the other theme parks there and the zoos. The famous zoo that I went to was Park Paradiso. It was called. That was all. We always went there, so that was a place to go to. But yeah, it's just theme parks here. I've been to Legoland Windsor only once when I was
I've been a
younger.
few times now.
Oh, yeah,
Thorpe
last time I
Park,
went there would be a long time ago.
Alton Towers. I've been. Weymouth Sea Life Centre. I've been. Longley. I've been a couple of
I mean that's not
times.
a thing.
No, but like places like that
Not
kind of
zoos,
stuff.
mate.
Yeah, but like
You're going
just
to the
like
theme park.
places like that in general, like amusement or places to go, kind of.
Family attractions.
That's it.
I mean the thing is, like here in England, like obviously where we're based is there's not too many like I don't know, they're never really my thing. Like this is why I like Universal, because when I went to Universal in Florida, I didn't really go on roller coasters anyway. I'm not massive, huge fan of roller coasters because it just makes me feel ill. But like they've got so many simulations there. Like the simulation rides, I love them. Like can't get enough of those. Like, they're amazing. So when I went there, I was thinking, oh crap, I'm not going to go on anything. But of course, like Universal has tons and tons of like simulators and rides that are clearly not like huge roller coasters. So it's brilliant. But it sort of made me like a theme park snob, really, because I'm just like, I go to Universal and I'm thinking, well, nothing else is going to be as good as Universal Studios. And I'm right, because
Now
nothing
we're
else
getting
is
our
as
own
good as
one.
Universal Studios. And well, yeah, hopefully it will be just as good, if not better. So,
I
that's
and
the
the
dream.
the good one we went to as well, because we all went to it as well, was Disneyland Tokyo. We went to. That was a fun experience at night with all the lights and stuff. Never experienced that before. And as you said, like virtual stuff. Wasn't there a ride we went on there that we had to put like a virtual reality headset on and
I can't
like
even
in a being a roller
remember.
coaster where it's like bent down slightly and it's like a spaceship? Because
I
I
don't
I
know.
don't
remember
remember
having a
that. I
headset.
don't remember that at
Oh, it
all.
was
No.
like a gray, because obviously we queued for the spaceship one, and it was like
Yeah.
you're in a winged gray
Yeah, Space
thing,
Mountain, right?
and no, it was a different one. It was a
Oh,
winged gray thing, spacecraft, and like you let your length forward, but you've got a headset on, so what you
I
see
vaguely
isn't the
remember that.
floor; it's what's on the headset. So yeah, that's what I
Felt like
remember
I
from
remember
it.
that, but I'm not sure.
The other
I
thing
don't
I remember,
remember that.
that was one where I went to, because obviously we got the fast track tickets for most of it. But then obviously it was at night and some of the fast track things didn't work because obviously like it's at night, so like not a lot of people there. Um, the other one we did was you went on the log flume, and I didn't want
Oh
to get
yeah.
wet and cold, so I
The
sat
best ride in all of
I
Disney.
sat there with the bags watching a
Mental.
Jacksepticeye video with our portable Wi-Fi. And then you guys come
What a
back
weird experience.
going back, "Oh, we didn't get wet, it's fine." So then so I went with you this time back to it, and then what happens? I get wet. And then
Well,
Yeah,
we
that's
oh,
all
because you got too
yeah. That was
excited. So
random and
randomly that time we got wet.
yeah, and we all got soaked. I think, to be fair,
yeah, I
but
think we
yeah,
did. Yeah,
like we
But
genuinely
somehow.
like you saw us come off the first time
yeah, you
pretty
dry.
much
Yeah,
dry.
Yeah,
Like
that's
we
what
couldn't have
yeah.
yeah.
faked that.
No. You wouldn't have
Splash
spent
Mountain is
lots of money on
fantastic.
the the stand-in dryers that don't work.
Yeah.
Um But
Good
yeah,
times.
that's gonna be a fun experience whenever we do theme parks. And if we do, we'll probably live stream them or make a video, depending what our production value is gonna be.
I remember
Zero
when we
pounds, zero
played.
pounds.
I remember when we played Disney World in Minecraft on stream
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
on
that wasn't very
the
good, was
other
it?
WAS channel. No, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I thought for
It
Minecraft it was
kept
pretty cool.
breaking. I remember it
Did
just kept
it?
breaking. Yeah, like, and
I thought
then
it was
I
obviously,
don't think
alright.
it did.
I think
No.
towards the end we
Right,
got
go
a
back,
bit.
watch the video. Go on.
I think towards the end we got a little bit bored, so one of us was kept breaking the blocks to get behind the
You could
scenes.
you couldn't break it though because it was all set up in a way that you couldn't.
I swear
It was all
someone
locked
Yeah.
broke
down.
something.
I think you're thinking of you might be
You're thinking
thinking
of
of that
excitement.
like because we played like after that we played like some
Oh,
sort of Minecraft mission map
yeah,
or
the mission map.
something.
Sorry, yeah, yeah, I remember now. It was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mission map that
and
was a
that was a
bit
bit
weird.
less locked
Yeah.
down. The it was a third party thing, but it was like off the Microsoft Store. That Disney World was actually pretty like seriously done.
What
And
was?
we bought a load of pickles, didn't we? We were chucking the pickles in the fountain in
Oh
front of
no!
the
Don't bring
castle at the
up
end.
pickles. You
Good
and stewed
times.
pickles and pickle Rick.
Mariska
Ah.
hates pickles though.
I don't like. I only pickles I like are Stu, Drew, Tommy, Dill, not the food kind,
The
and
Rugrat kind.
Angelica. Yeah, only Rugrat type pickles.
Mate.
And to this day
Oh.
he still watches that program.
I
I mean, I
mean,
would.
wait, to be fair, didn't they remake Rugrats recently? We're so off topic.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
remember.
Yeah,
I
they
should
did.
watch the
Yeah, yeah.
Rugrats remake, even though it's
It was like
3D and
All I
shit.
knew is
CGI
about the new
gross.
games that you kept playing and showing us, and then never.
Ah, they Yeah, that's a bad
And
game.
Reska hates it.
That's a bad way. I was looking at the only game I've been interested in for years, and I
And
fucking
then what
hate
was
it.
it? We went around your house, and then you and Guy played Rugrats, the whatever
Oh,
PS1
so
That was
good.
game, and I was just
that
there
was Search for
falling
Raptor.
asleep on the couch, never getting a
That was pretty
turn,
funny.
Ouch.
I'm
drinking
not sure
my
you wanted to share.
drinking
You were
my
too tired.
drinking my oat
No, you did.
milk
We offered
tea
you.
because that's all you have in your fridge is 5 bag cartons of oat milk, even
I'm
empty
pretty sure you.
ones.
But didn't you purchase milk that day?
Yeah, you did. Mate.
I think it was the day no, was it the day after? I think it was one of the days. I think because you went for a run and you brought some back. Um,
I didn't go for a run with you guys there that morning.
I swear you when we stayed
No,
around your
I.
house, even when we went to like Scotland and stuff, you would go for a run.
Well, that was definitely not that time we were there. There's no chance of
Oh
that time.
well, all I remember is rescuing for a run, and the other story
I
that
think
stuck,
you're mixing up
and
other things.
the other story stuck in my head as well when we were in Scotland, and I bought sugar to have with my tea,
Do, do, do,
and I
do,
brought
do,
it.
do.
I was trying to bring it
Yeah,
back.
no, it's Scotland where I went for a run and come back with milk.
Yeah,
That was the first SLA, the first Scotland Loves Anime Festival, and
I don't
that
think it
we
was the
went to.
first. I think it because
No,
obviously
because that's the only one with. Oh, sorry. Well,
it was the
second, but
apartment
first for
where
you.
the no, it was the apartment where the doors kept falling off and we didn't have Wi-Fi.
I know.
Hilarious.
I think I brought back milk on the one that had all four of us. Because I remember Hot Shots specifically being like waking up and seeing that I had got milk and being
Got
like
milk.
Oh, very
confused by it.
early, yeah.
Yes.
Well, okay, and then the other story I
I
was on
don't
about,
remember that.
which happened, I think probably a couple of SLAs after, was I was trying to bring back sugar because I didn't want to leave a half bag of sugar in the place, so I tried to bring it back on the airplane,
Mental.
and
Why?
it came up on the system, so I got
Of all
searched,
things.
and they swapped
Why?
me
Yeah,
for
because we
like
thought it's something else.
they swapped
I
me for
mean, yeah,
drugs
it's a
and
load of
stuff.
white powder in your
Yeah,
fucking
they looked at
bag.
me funny, and there's like harmless sugar,
Uh,
so it's like it's
Uh,
fine. But like it was very
but like,
embarrassing where
why?
because I still take a bear with me to places because obviously like he's my go-to bear. It was just embarrassing them pulling him out and searching him for drugs. It was like, oh my god, help me.
But like, why did you want to take sugar? Like, it must have cost you
Because
like a
I
couple of quid
I
or
didn't want
something.
to
Just
waste
leave
it.
it.
I've been
it
brought
does
up
It's
to
feel like
not
a
such a
waste.
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 It was a
Like I
waste.
know what you mean.
Why
Because
did
So
you
you get
don't.
it in the first place?
I
Just
thought
leave. You shouldn't have
because it
bothered.
wasn't an international flight, it would be fine.
International.
Because it's the
But
same sugar
like,
we have in the UK, the England. Sorry,
but yeah,
because
but
the
you do
Scotland
not
is in the
do you not put
UK.
the two the white powder is probably could be thought of something else very very easily. Like,
Yes, I'll be stupid enough as a prince to take back the white stuff in my suitcase.
you did. You took
And
out the sugar.
surprisingly, this story is after that time you tried to take a katana-styled umbrella on an international flight and did
What is wrong
so.
with you? What is wrong with you? Why do you take stuff that looks like weapons and drugs? What
It
the
was,
hell's wrong with
in my
you?
defense, it was a slightly expensive one. I wasn't gonna leave it in Japan, was I? And I stupidly should have bought the one that collapses on
Well,
itself and not the
yeah.
big one because I was
Not the
stupid.
huge one.
But when I packed it, and obviously with a bag and stuff like it says and
That's
stuff,
so stupid.
the Japanese lady desk person did check what it was and like felt the bag and went, oh, this type of umbrella, like they knew what it was.
Yeah, they know other idiots have done the
And
same
then
thing.
yes, the bad
Tourists.
tourism. Yes.
Yeah.
Um and then got back to the UK and we all went at the baggage claim and it, nothing. All of our suitcases came, but this sort didn't. We didn't realize we would have to go all the way at the back of the airport where special bags would be released. And as soon as I turned up, there was a loud like beeping noise, and then out popped out my bag katana umbrella, which I still have in my room to this day. and I've used it a couple
What's
of
Mental.
funny
times.
as well is that, of course, we both got. By the way, this has changed since we flew to
Yeah.
Japan. But we all of us got 2 bits of checked baggage, right? And I have a flight booked to Canada, and it doesn't include any checked baggage, let alone 2 bits. It's like £100 extra if you want checked baggage. It's insane. I don't know how that's changed in the last. I mean, it's been a while. It's like 8 years now, but like still, I can't believe it. But anyway, um, Andrew, you already like bought another suitcase, right?
Oh
I
yeah,
think because you.
because all right, you're right.
Oh god.
I bought a big suitcase to take with me to Japan, and my parents go, "Oh, use these bags inside the thing to like neatly fold your clothes up." But then it made it full anyway. So I was like, if I was gonna bring back anything, it wasn't gonna work out. So when we were in Japan, I then listened to you guys where you said, "Oh, if you just roll your clothes up, they will just fit half of the suitcase." But at the time, because I had stuff to bring back with me, we suggested going to it would began with a D. Was it what shop? Like a not like Japanese Poundland or something, but it was like a store that had everything in it.
Oh, Don
Dine
It was a
Quixote,
department
Don
store,
Yeah, Don
basically.
Quixote, which I always hear in Connor's and Chris's streams. Um
Donkey for short.
Yes, Donkey Hobo Donkey. Let's call it Donkey. And I purchased a very nice black and turquoise small suitcase where actually all my
Hatsune
clothes that
Miku.
fit in the big ass suitcase and made it full actually fit nicely in this tiny one. And then I could bring all my other stuff back. But it didn't stop it from being really heavy and awkward trying to go through Japan with a suitcase that was slightly broken and the little suitcase. But I did have the sword sticking out of it because, yeah, couldn't just carry that around like an idiot. And you guys
Yeah, I
reminded
just
me
remember.
how. Hmm?
No, go on.
I was going to say, you reminded me how awkward my suitcases were because you guys left me with the train uh, elevator lift by
That was
myself.
the last Airbnb apartment,
Oh,
I
it's
thought it
so
was the
good. Yeah.
train one because like
and
trains have
It
like
it
wasn't.
was
They
small.
won the last
No,
one,
it's
was
the
it?
train one because I remember people coming out of it, and there's a little screen at the bottom to show if
Train.
someone was in there or not because obviously there are only like 1 to 2 people per person inside this lift. So obviously you guys went down, and then you took a picture of me struggling getting into
Yeah,
this
it's
lift
funny.
with my 2 bags instead of helping me, and then yeah, it was just like that picture haunts me.
That was funny.
But actually,
That's
seeing
funny.
what Riley wrote, Azaro Aftershave. I thought they were making a pun on my name because it's got arrow in the name.
No, the Azro is the most wanted line. I've actually got a bottle of that, so I know
Oh,
Oh,
exactly
might have
what
to
you mean.
really?
change my name to
Yeah,
Azaro because that sounds
very
cooler.
very good.
Well,
It's
when's
very
Um,
good.
the review coming out, guy, on your YouTube channel?
I need to make. I would have to review like 30 bottles at the
when
moment.
you
If
gonna
I
review the
I've
Donald
got
Trump
so
fragrance
many.
you bought?
I
The
can't
what?
because it's incredibly expensive. I'm not paying that.
Trying to get guided by Donald Trump's aftershave he brought out or deodorant, whatever it was
People
called.
out aftershave?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we made a joke about it.
yeah.
Because obviously, Guy was getting you to buy all this stuff, and I go, "Oh, why didn't you get Reska to buy this?" And I linked you to the page.
I probably didn't know that's what it was, or I've just forgotten completely.
Yeah,
I
Donald
didn't
Trump
even
brought out
know.
his own before he became president. He brought his own perfume brand.
Yeah, now it's mandatory for every American to wear it, apparently. So
But
Weird.
Japan was fun, and hopefully we can do it again at some point. Because
We should do a cyclothon
yeah,
across
well,
Japan. No
talk.
one's done that before.
Well, talking about cyclothon, Sea Dog VA, who is also called Connor, is doing a cyclothon 4 every day now from the 13th for 14 days from Hokkaido to Tokyo this time around.
I feel like
So he's
I feel
freezing
like
at
he's
the
always on a
moment.
cyclothon.
He was the fourth one. So he does it. He's done it every year in April.
Yeah. I just
Um,
'cause it feels like it comes around really quick
yeah,
each
I know,
time.
because it
It's
only
like,
felt like
wow.
a couple of weeks ago I was watching the third one, but I was watching the third
Yeah,
one
I remember
live.
the yeah, I remember seeing like this footage of like didn't they end at the Tokyo Tower or something? And like
Yes.
there's loads of people there and
Yes.
everything. And I swear that was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, no, he's on the fourth one, and I've just finished it. Well, I'm a day behind because I'm watching the VODs because it's 9 a.m. Japan time, which is midnight our time. So I watch them a day later on YouTube, and I also watch Iron Mouse's version because she's bringing out videos to do with each day that she appears on them, or if she's watching them. So it's a quite interesting thing seeing the different perspectives. But yeah, it's this time it's obviously Connor and Chris abroad in Japan who are doing it mainly, and then um joining them for to yesterday's one and today's one is PewDiePie. So
I was like gonna say, has PewDiePie popped up yet? And that's actually
yes,
who you were gonna say. That's quite funny.
he's the guest. The next guest is someone who does bike cycling in Japan themselves. I can't remember her name. I'll look it up in a minute. Um, but yeah, I've been watching that. It's been quite interesting having that in the background. His 8 hour VODs.
I
Look,
thought you were watching it live this morning when you posted about it because
no, I was watching the VOD because he's trying to bring them out quicker, but obviously, because obviously it's someone else that has that who controls that channel. Um, but
see, this is
yeah.
why they should multi-stream on YouTube. It's already there, easy. Gee, they should
So
get me on the team.
yeah, and it was quite interesting learning because obviously they've got like Paul the cameraman with them, so you get to learn about him more when he's doing these live streams and behind the scenes kind of thing, and obviously like like Ian and stuff, the people in the van. But it's just learning about
Cool, and Ian.
all the new tech that they are using. So obviously I was texting you about the new tech cameras they were using and all this like live stream stuff. So it's quite interesting to watch whilst the charity thing's going on, but also you get to because he's doing these things in between while cycling and going to the van and checkpoints and stuff. You actually get to see all the different stuff he's using and what he's using and all that. And also, bit of a tangent, I know. Uh, the backpack he uses where it has all the SIM cards in it for him to use internet to live stream.
Yeah,
The SIM cards this time are Journey. What's it called?
Johnny
Journey.
Young Bosch.
No. Journey Japan. Journey Japan eSIM because Chris Broad, a Broad in Japan person, has brought out his own eSIM company.
As you say that, right, I've already Googled it, right? I click on it and
Yeah.
I'm weirded out because as you say that, I see his face pop up on the website. I'm like, what the fuck?
And if you buy it now, you
Uh,
get 500 yen off his cocktail or mocktail at his bar he also owns
Mate,
Nice.
called Lost,
That's
where
pretty
it's
cool.
actually behind a
Which
gacha
one?
machine. So you walk down this like wait, so in the building there's like a cafe over there, and then like there's just a random gacha machine on the wall, and you've actually got to which actually is working gacha in it, but you actually have to pull that aside, which is quite heavy, and behind it is the Lost bar, and it's pretty
can I
neat.
talk about can I talk about the genius business of this man, right? Like,
Yeah,
think about it. You make a YouTube channel that gets popular about life in Japan, stuff you do in Japan,
yeah.
and then that obviously is people will use that when they go to Japan. And then what do they do when they go to Japan? They go drink at your bar and use your eSIM for internet, giving you more money. Like
Oh,
smart, right?
also
I
he's
really think this is so interesting.
a famous book writer as well.
Well, yeah, the book is just good in general. But I love the idea that, oh, where shall I go in Japan? Oh, I'll use the guy's products and services that I have learned from his YouTube. Like,
Well, to be fair,
yeah,
he has because he talks about these things on stream. Well, he doesn't stream per se, but he's always on Connors or Premiere Twos.
yeah.
But he does talk about in depth, like his opinions and stuff. He's quite like I kind of like how he thinks and all that kind of stuff. But he has mentioned with his eSIM, I know like people say these things to like try and sell it and stuff, but like he is general with this stuff. So he says most eSIMs in Japan will bounce their stuff outside of Japan and bounce it back in again, so you won't get a good coverage as they claim you're getting. But his services are actually they ping inside Japan and not outside and then in again. So
Interesting.
it'll be a go-to thing to try and obviously review the
Are
next
you
time we
a
go.
you a spokesperson for this or something?
No, I
You're
just
trying to sell it to us, are you?
well, to be fair, he does it on
A
live
link
streams and
down
stuff.
below if anyone
But
wants to buy.
yeah, I sponsored by no, I do have vast respect for Sea Dog and Chris and Premier Two and all the people involved around Sea Dog, like and Iron Mouse. I have so much respect because they're quite down to earth and not like people who get lost in money and sponsorships and all that. These guys are quite still they're themselves, they're
Oh,
genuine and stuff. They give that actual opinion kind of thing, even though they do have sponsors here and there, but like they're quite they have sponsors that are like not shoving it down your face, but they're good sponsors, if that makes sense.
yeah. I mean, this is so logical, right? Making a convenient SIM card for the. I mean, we had solutions for this when we were there, but like, well, if I go to Japan again, kind of, this is the first thing I'll think of now. So
Yeah, because I would actually probably do that now with eSIMs because the last time we went, I just focused on just using our pocket Wi-Fi.
yeah, I mean, I always wanted my own thing anyway, just
But
for
you did have
particularly
your
for when
own.
I went to Okayama because I would be alone anyway.
You had you had the special card that you could take money out in a foreign country. You had you had your own SIM card, and
So.
there's me with all my cash and a pocket Wi-Fi device that's shared between all of us because it was in the backpack. So yeah, who was the smart one there? I think,
I
especially
mean,
when
yeah,
you
that's
wanted
the
to do your
last.
own thing.
I did convert some cash. Obviously, we got a funny story around that as well, haven't we?
Yeah,
Um, but that's the last time I converted cash for anywhere because I just withdraw it when I need to now. And most countries it's just take card now. I think even Japan probably more than when we went because
Hmm,
COVID happened there too, obviously. So I imagine things went more. I mean, COVID was the tipping point in the UK of cash to card becoming more popular, right?
100%. Yeah,
Like it's
100%.
crazy how I just flipped the switch that one year, basically.
Yeah, yeah, it was crazy times. Crazy times.
but it does make me want to get my own bike and do a cyclothon around what was the place we were gonna look at? The Isle of Wight?
You said out of way, yeah.
Yeah,
That did come to my mind as well a minute ago talking about it
that
because you
would
did
have
float that idea a while back.
yeah, that hopefully we could probably work something out for that. But yeah, that'd be like a fun experience.
I mean, the
It's
biggest thing would be you getting a bike and starting to cycle.
And
yes,
getting
Just
let's
outside, yeah.
those two things are things that don't happen right now. I don't cycle. I don't either. But at least I do a little bit of running. And obviously, guy is like buff as
yeah,
fuck anyway.
well
So
yeah,
Yeah.
he's exactly his VTuber model.
exactly,
Well, yeah,
including the
even the
wrestling
hair.
belt and mohawk and goggles that he's always wearing for some
I
reason.
do always have them,
Well,
you
well, Guy is famous in real life to us for wearing sunglasses and a leather jacket. Even if it's pitch black outside, he will still
I
wear his
mean,
sunglasses, which are
it says
prescription
this, but
anyway.
this is going
But
before,
this is
like, this is,
going
like,
way
over
back, I
10
know.
years
But
ago.
like this, the all that sticks in my mind is your leather jacket and your
That's probably because
prescription
that's the last time you went
sunglasses.
outside, mate.
I know.
That was the last time.
Well, actually, I when I get my chance with the because obviously I've got the dogs and the puppy and
Your
all that.
chance with what?
I do sit in the back garden when the sun's out because obviously when it's warmer and stuff, I can do that. Because otherwise I'll freeze more than a normal person. Um,
We
but
are cold-blooded.
yes, once everything's sorted and all that, then I'll hopefully start doing the exercise stuff bit by bit, and then hopefully yes, I'll be cycling around the Isle of Wight for charity, if that ever happens. But yeah, that's a go-to goal for me to see if I can get
Nice.
somewhere.
Go on, get on
Um,
it then. Make
I
it
w-
happen.
I will get on it.
Don't
I
let
will
your
plan
dreams
it.
be dreams.
Well, I've got to drag you guys with me because there's no chance I'm going to
No,
Isle of
no,
Wight
it's
and a
yours.
ferry by myself.
No, it's your dream
I need an
alone. So we're
entourage
watching the
so I don't
sidelines.
fall off the ferry.
Oh,
Um,
you need an entourage so
I'll
you can actually get there.
I'll do the IRL setup, and Guy can be the support car driver. How about that?
Yeah, I'll do that.
oh yeah, we're
Ram
thinking
into
about
him.
like checkpoints
Push
and
him from
stuff, but
behind when he's slowing down. Give him a nudge.
the
No, no stopping, Adaro.
Adro, you've not even done a mile yet,
you've
Adro.
just got to
Come on,
blow
you
some
can't give
air
up.
on me and I'll just fall over.
You just speed him up. We blow him when he's going 100 mph.
I- If there is
Flying
if
up.
there's an artist listening, please draw that. That would be a hilarious scene to see.
Yeah, if there's artists, please draw a picture of us blowing Adaro. I mean,
What?
blowing
Not like that. We're not BL. No.
You're probably more likely to get that in all fairness.
But
Yeah.
because we're on a tangent of like Japan and all that and streamers, Ludwig, if people know who that is, my
Yes, my favorite
The
famous,
Japanese
golfer.
streamer,
Yeah.
Ludwig.
yeah, famous streamer who's also friends with Connor. Before Connor did his cyclothon, Ludwig and someone I can't remember his name, Michael or something, did their own journey across Japan, tip to tip it was called, and they were using motorcycles without maps to get from one place to then one part of the country to the next in Japan.
Damn.
Yeah, we certainly wouldn't do that.
Connor was then watching it to then like say, oh, he's done that wrong, or praising him when he's with his really good Japanese and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, um, is there another tangent to move this along? Because I don't know where to start.
Well, because you
Well,
can't stop yourself.
No, once we start with Japan, I will be here for hours.
Oh, yeah, go on.
does anyone have anything theme park related they want to cycle back to, or shall we move on further?
I mean, I feel like I don't know. Are you both? Either you been to Disney in Florida? Disney
No,
World?
Yes, long time ago. But yes.
Yeah,
I've only been to Disneyland Paris and Disneyland Tokyo. But I don't know if it's Disneyland or Disney World Tokyo, but it's one or the other. I've never been to the American ones.
no, it's land, isn't it?
I've been.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
Tokyo Disneyland.
Ruska, did you go? Did you when you went? Did you go to all of like the actual lands or?
Oh yeah, we spent a lot of time there. We didn't stay in a
Oh,
Disney
see,
hotel, but we did like
Oh,
all of it.
oh,
you did every land, didn't you?
Yeah, we didn't do the water parks, but we did do downtown Disney,
Oh yeah.
which was a thing. I remember being at
So
downtown Disney on like what felt like the hottest day, and there was no like cover for a while, so like it was just the sun beating down
yeah,
on
that's
me.
the
That,
worst.
yeah, and I had I must have been like 7 or something. So like I
Yeah.
probably never experienced. I mean, I had been to like some of the islands off of Spain, so maybe I had experienced heat like that. But either way, I was
The thing,
dying.
I'm
yeah, I was gonna
surprised
say
because you
with.
did experience space travel at a young age.
But
Why
I
has
was gonna
it
say
gone
anyway.
silent to that? God, he's a flipping
Completely
alien,
ignore that.
dude.
Because I have no comeback because you have pointed out the flaw in everything I just said, breaking the law, and I have no comeback because you're
You
right.
killed him.
But no, because you've always said, when you've always mentioned about
Okay, yeah, no,
this
okay. The
stuff, you
truth is,
have.
I went to Disney Space World in
Oh yes.
Space Florida
Oh,
when
Space
I was a
Florida, of
kid.
course.
So,
I remember that.
I went to downtown Space Disney, down Space Disney.
Why?
Is what
So
they called
hang on.
it.
So why on your
The
planet?
space.
Why is everything called space if it's a planet?
Oh, come on.
Because it's in space.
But it's
Yeah,
yeah, but
obviously.
Earth's in space. But you don't go
No, Earth's
space.
on Earth. Earth is just Earth. I'm from space Earth. It's like Earth, but in space.
That makes
But
perfect
that
sense.
doesn't make any sense.
I think it makes perfect sense.
If you
I think
say
we
in
should we
space
should
is like a
not talk
literal
about
theme park in
space.
space, like they did in Futurama, where they
But
did.
they had a theme park on the moon,
Oh yeah, the moon. But yeah, but okay.
which is the space moon.
Oh, for God's sake,
True.
no. not
and
space.
then my Space Earth has the space moon orbit thing.
Oh, you've got 2 moons, and
Well, that's true.
I know one of them is called Lavender,
Space Moon 2. Oh, okay.
because one's
Space Moon
slightly purple and one's slightly red.
What's the red one called?
I can't
Space Moon.
remember. Yes, Space
Space
Moon.
of the
Paragon.
Moon.
And your
I like Space of the Moon, to be honest. I really like that.
and your planet is orbiting a younger sun, so it's a blue sun because it's a younger and hotter sun. Space sun.
Oh, Adoro, please stop saying stuff that's going to be taken really weird out of
Oh my gosh,
context.
I've just realized. No!
Rescue your hotter son and your younger son. Anyway, can we stop talking about
Space,
Rescue's hot
suns,
sons,
planets,
please?
stars, that kind of thing.
Yes, we get you love Rescue's son, all
Shut
right?
up.
Anyway, to carry
Right,
on.
Yeah.
from Japanese stuff to anime talk, here we go. I'm going to talk about something that isn't an anime because I thought it was an anime, but it's not. Is the new Devil May Cry animation that I finished watching. It
I mean,
Is
was.
it is
it
sort of
good?
that.
It is very good. Lots of swear words because every sentence
Oh,
needs to end with the F word apparently in their
good.
vocabulary. It's really funny. Johnny on Bush is the main voice actor in it. He's Dante.
Second
Uh,
time he's come out
In
today.
fairness,
what
no,
Johnny on
he's a
Bush?
legend.
Yeah, I can't remember why, but I said his name
That's
earlier
fine.
when I.
That's fine. Carry on. Carry on, Adoro. Just carry on.
It's really good. The animation is really good. I like the style of Dante because I've seen what he looked like in video games, what he was in the actual in the 2007 anime as well. But I do like this design of him. Um, I tried to add it on my Mal after first episode that I watched. It wasn't on Mal. I was very confused, and I thought, well, because it's new, it might take a while to be added. So a couple of days later, after I watched a couple more episodes, I added. No, it's not there. The only one was there, the 2007 one. Looked at the credits, and it says US TV. So it's not an anime, but everyone calls it an anime, which makes sense because anime in Japanese is animation, but it's kind of weird where people think it's an anime even though it's not because it looks like one. But yeah, it's really good. The visuals were great, the sound was great, the quite of early 2000s music, I think it is. Uh, how
Yeah.
old's Rolling by who are they by?
I mean, it was Limp Bizkit, but I mean, it's got to be like early
Yeah,
2000s, maybe. It could actually be 90s,
yeah, early
something like that.
2000s stuff because there was Green Day in there. There was obviously
Yeah, it's
the
all similar
Rolling and
time.
all
Man.
that. It's like it's quite.
The Rolling.
Well, yeah, I know some of these bands, but not a lot because some of them like
There's actually that is the best part about that show, though. I haven't even seen it, but
yeah.
I've seen the set list for that show, and it's amazing. Like I'm just looking like, oh my god! Like I'm just looking thinking, what the hell? Like there's a new Evanescence song on there, like a song sung for this show. Like how cool is
Yeah,
that?
even
Evanescence, like
even
mental.
even in the story, even though it's to do with humans and demons, with a lot of the storytelling, it kind of hits
Mhm.
home with what's happening around the world at the moment, where like yeah, communication needs to be key and all that kind of stuff, and like because someone's slightly different, they're like bad or something, but the story kind of like tells it in that perspective. And I did like one of the not it's not a spoiler per se, but I like how in one of the episodes they just tell it with two different animation styles when obviously one person ends up in the demon realm and it's just music playing. So you're like watching the story play out between the two worlds and two animation styles, and it's just music playing that fits perfectly. And I liked that episode. It was quite a well, not a unique way, but like it was a nice way to tell a depressing story, if that makes sense. Because obviously with no lyrics, no vocals or anything, it was kind of like showing what happened between two different people at two different times, and it was just the animation style was great, and it was just yeah. It's only 8 episodes long, and it's now been renewed for season 2. So if there's anyone who are interested in watching it, who's played the games or wants to get into it, because I actually haven't played any of the games. I've seen someone play the game, but going into it kind of blind, it was kind of good to learn about Devil May Cry, basically.
I don't know.
Peop-
Yeah, but sorry, I was going to say I don't know if the actual story though is from the first game though. I mean, as far as you said last time I spoke to you about it, it doesn't sound like it's the first game at
They
least.
do reference some of the stuff he's done in the past, so I don't know where exactly it's set, because
Yeah,
They talked about Raccoon City, which I don't know
yeah,
when that happens.
that's Resident Evil, so it's a completely different game. I had this discussion. Didn't I discuss this
Oh,
last time
so
we spoke
okay,
about it? That it's
they have other references. I thought it was Devil May Cry reference, but yeah, they have
no,
references to other things. In this story, it's where he gets his necklace stolen. So I don't know when that happens in the game, but they try to go after after
don't.
his necklace.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's difficult because the first game
It's like he's
is
established
very
himself as the demon hunter, so so I guess it's after the first couple of games, 'cause obviously, like, I guess the
well, the
first game is
first
where you start to be one?
Devil May Cry is weird series because the third game is technically the first chronologically, so it's like before he opens the Devil May Cry, which is the like business that he runs.
Oh,
Um,
well,
but
there wasn't any mention of what the business was called, it was just a crappy apartment he was in that we saw.
yeah, it's probably his own thing because they probably want to
Oh,
change it a bit because
he gets
you
hired
know
by, a short, big, um what's the s- uh, there's a person who owns a nightclub who gives him demon jobs. Um,
demon jobs.
well, jobs to do with like hunting demons and stuff.
Yeah, I know, but it sounds so stupid.
I thought Demon Jobs was the guy who founded the evil version of Apple.
Yeah, I was gonna say it does sound like
um,
Steven.
but like he's quick to like stab you in the back, and
Type ladder.
very New Yorker, but he's like short, fat, got lots of jewelry on, the shirt with the two buttons that are open, and that kind of character. I don't know if he appears in the
Typical Adaro.
game. If he's in the games, he's like the
I
go-to
don't. I don't.
person.
I don't
But
think. No, I think it's quite a bit different. Like I don't. What they've obviously done is just use some of the main characters and written their own story, or at least even if it is from one of the games, I haven't played them all, so I'm not 100%
even
sure. It's
yeah,
not. It doesn't sound like it
even
is.
if that's the case, for someone who has seen someone play a little bit of Devil May Cry, it was such a good series. It was so good, in fact, that I literally thought it was a Japanese animation, because obviously you know how other countries
Well,
are
that
with.
doesn't mean it's good.
No,
It can be
but
bad.
like to some people, anime in sense has been really good, and like American or British made or other countries kind of lack in animation kind of things, but they've kind of brought that back now with Netflix has kind of brought that back with Arcane and the Devil May Cry series and all that. Like they seem like they're Japanese animations, but they're not, with the storytelling and like the animation quality and all that. It was surprising to find out it wasn't the actual anime people said it was an anime kind of thing. Like, even I thought it was an anime when I first started watching it.
Yeah, I mean, I do actually want to watch it, so there will be a point where I may find myself watching it, but I've got so much to watch at the moment that I'm not sure that I'll be watching it anytime soon.
Especially watching it with my sound bar and the subwoofer. Oof. The fight scenes, the music kicking in, it was brilliant. It's like when Resco
Is
was what, huh?
I was gonna say, is Virgil in it?
Uh Remind me who that is? Some character
Well, I
names
don't
are
want
kind
to
of.
remind you who it is because if I do, it may be a spoiler, so I
Oh,
don't necessarily
wait,
want
is
to.
Virgil? Yeah, Virgil's in it.
Yeah, just I mean, once again, Devil May Cry's a weird series, so I don't want to say too much about it because just in case someone hasn't actually played it
Well,
and doesn't
basically,
want the spoilers, obviously.
they
No
cover.
spoilers.
No, it's not a spoiler. They cover Dante's childhood, and
Naughty.
they call her Lady, but she's got a proper name. It's
Yeah, I know who those. Yeah,
Mary or something. But obviously, he always calls her
Mariah
Lady.
Carey. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wait, what?
yeah. Carry on.
No, shut up. Yeah, they tell her backstory, and then they tell the main villain's backstory as well.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you
No,
think?
cool. No, it's,
People saying the villain is a new person because he looks different. He's now a rabbit-looking thing. I don't know if there's a rabbit-looking thing in the game,
no idea.
but
I can't
apparently
tell
they
you.
changed his
No
character
idea.
design. But yeah, that's the one I know
Yeah,
about.
fair, fair.
Um, yeah, okay. Anyone else got any idea before I ramble on about anime because I'm in the mood?
Yeah, let's stay clear from anime if in future podcasts. I mean, well, I guess the other thing we were gonna sort of talk about was Still Ball Run, weren't we?
Oh yeah,
Keeping on the
Yeah,
anime topic.
new JoJo's Bizarre
Oh
Adventure
baby,
anime confirmed.
the only anime
What part
that
number is
baby.
this?
7.
7.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm still on
7
5.
out of 8 currently. Yeah, I mean, you guys honestly, both of you only seen
I'm
like
on 6
6.
still. I
Mental.
never got around to watch it because I don't know. When Netflix
One of,
got anime,
arguably,
I didn't watch a lot of it. I just watched it on Crunchyroll or whatever, but now I've been watching more on Netflix.
arguably one of the best. Season 6 for part
Steerborn.
6.
The only thing I've seen is he's got a horse, and that's the only thing different.
I
Does he
mean,
mount
everything
the
else is probably
horse?
spoiler. They are
It,
called mounts. They are called
Yeah.
mounts. They're not stands
ah,
anymore.
well,
So it's different.
well,
The
yeah.
stanza has ended.
Last stand. Yeah. So Steel Ball's been announced in production that I came
I
across
guess
on the
it's a
news.
while away.
Yes.
A couple of seasons away, maybe, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how long it
Um,
takes them to do that.
but judging by what part 6 happened, it will probably be picked up by Netflix. So that will probably be where
Good.
to watch it.
That'll be why
Um,
I watch it because I'm not going to buy anything
oh
else.
yeah,
So
but it was just weird that I
I'll do
watched
it.
all the parts up to part 5 on Crunchyroll, and
Yeah,
then
but
it's
it
just like, oh,
makes
Netflix has
way
now got it.
more.
It's like
It makes way more sense
anime
to be
is
on
getting strange
Netflix.
now because it's getting more popular. I'm finding it
Yeah, it
in
goes on
different
popular things.
in different places. Like it used to be just obviously Crunchyroll and High Dive and whatever. Now it's Crunchyroll, High Dive, Netflix, because obviously Netflix is getting into it now. And now for some reason in the UK, Channel 4 has picked up an anime series which you can only watch it on Channel 4's app, and that's the new famous what was it called? Lazarus?
Oh, that's the one that, yeah, I should seek it out on there. I haven't started watching that yet,
Yeah,
but
Lazarus, who
yeah.
it is done by the same people who did Cowboy Bebop and who else?
Well, same director at least, but
Yeah,
yeah, Cowboy Bebop and Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Space Dandy, Carol and Tuesday, Terror
yeah.
in
Classics.
Resonance. So
So I think Channel 4 went, oh, this one is done by this person, so maybe we'll get more viewers, so we'll grab this one and not let anyone have it.
Well, I think it's a good idea to put it on more things, isn't it? Because
Oh
the
yeah,
fact is that nobody is going to use Crunchyroll. If you're not even like remotely interested in anime, if you the best place for it arguably is Netflix
like
because that's the only place everyone's going to have.
the
Everyone's going to have Netflix, so it makes so much more sense to have it. It's the same with like WWE. It's basically now only on Netflix, which is ideal because it
yeah.
also means that it saves me money every month.
But
It's perfect.
I do
Like
feel
that's what I
bad
want.
because obviously Crunchyroll was designed for a place for anime, and where it was my go-to thing to like just watch what like some of the airing shows
Well,
I'm
yeah, but
watching
it
or
hasn't
then all
gone,
that.
is it?
No, it's not gone, but it's just yeah, it's
So
just
it's still
like
there. It's fine.
just
well,
going
this is a
down.
bigger issue, right? The issue I think is that um if we go back years and years before streaming, piracy was the best way to acquire TV shows,
Yeah.
etc. Because TV,
No one wanted it.
traditional TV, yeah, like I have never had a Sky subscription, and I never will because it's not worth it. But then streaming came along, and it's like, oh, I can pay a monthly fee to see all my shows. Nice, and Crunchyroll was no different to that when they came along. because it's really convenient, right? And there were a few other things I know, but largely it was all on one platform, and that made it convenient and more convenient than piracy. Then now we've got a million streaming services. And you're thinking of it from an anime perspective, but you see the same thing just in general. If you just watch TV shows, but you want to watch Sunny on Apple TV, but also The Boys on Amazon Prime, but
The boys.
also God,
What?
is Breaking Bad on HBO? I don't know. Point is,
I
if you want to watch
wait,
everything,
that's it.
you need to buy a million services. And you know what? Actually, piracy might be easier now again. And the companies are going to realize that when their profits go down, and then something will change, and it will kind of
Yeah.
converge again. I reckon.
But we don't condone it.
So
I
I
this
no,
is
I'm
where
not condoning anything like that.
no,
However,
I think when
that is the history of it, and
It's
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 going to swing the other way again
it's
because
just
no one
set
wants to buy all these
for
services.
yeah, well, it's just because now everything's on other things now. It's just my evenings when I watch these like shows, I'll watch all I can on Crunchyroll of that particular day, and then I'll have to hop onto Netflix and then watch what they have for that chronological day, and then now I've got to hop onto Channel 4 or BBC iPlayer, or because BBC iPlayer has anime now, and they've got the whole of One Piece on there now. So yeah, it's everywhere now. It's just from something that was like
just stop watching
niche and
anime.
like we could like talk like niche enough and like all that. Now it's like mainstream and like there's TV adverts now that use anime styles or does something with a Japanese twist or something. It's now a thing. Like, when we first got into it, it was a niche thing,
Oh yeah.
getting things now and then and like, "Oh, this is cool," kinda thing, manga as well, and now it's just like, it's now a thing to do, like, it's everywhere. It's not like the nerdy thing to do anymore. It's um
It's still quite nerdy,
even,
but still.
Well,
non-anime
yeah.
people watch, like, Your Name, A Silent Voice, or Attack on Titan and still like
Can I
it.
highlight why like a real big sign of this, and this has been going on for like over 10 years now. This movement, however, right? I mentioned it, I think, on stream recently, but my local HMV got refurbished, right? And last week or so it opened, and I popped in. Well, they're done with the place, you know. I look around downstairs, and it's mainly like merch and stuff downstairs, which it was before, and that's fine. Um, there's still like a sort of K-pop section because obviously that's very popular, you
Oh
know.
yeah, back in the
um,
day, listening to K-pop was a niche thing, and now it's on
well,
the
yes,
radio, and
that's
now they got
similar.
whole stores to do with it now here. But carry on.
So there's mainly merch downstairs. That's fine. Pop culture type merch, whatever. Go upstairs because that's where they always had that the CDs, the vinyls, the DVDs, the Blu-rays. I look around up there. There's still obviously CDs and vinyls, and then like headphones and stuff. It's rearranged quite a lot though. And they've got a book section now, which I was really surprised about. They've added
Yeah,
a
yeah.
actual book section, complete with like sitting down area and stuff. All they need is to
Oh
sell
shit.
coffee. Yeah, quite nice. But this has decreased the DVD and Blu-ray section.
Yeah.
And I'm going up and down this area, and I'm like, nah, this surely hasn't happened. By the way, the book section has a manga section. Let me point
Oh,
out.
okay, I'm
I
going.
saw
Oh
that.
yeah, that's
So yeah, that's good. But I'm going around the DVDs and Blu-rays, and I'm like, so I can't find the one bit I look at, right? I can't find the anime, and there's no anime there. However,
what?
I go back downstairs, right? And
Oh, it's
I
all
didn't look
there.
hard enough because on the ground floor, the only DVDs and Blu-rays that have been moved to the ground floor are the anime. There's a
Yeah,
whole
because
Wow.
anime section downstairs now, next to the K-pop, and they have pride of place in the store now,
that's
which
what I
I find
mean. Like
That's
amazing.
they
crazy.
did, because obviously when you walk into the HMVs, they've got like the Naruto, the Demon Slayer, the definite kind of merch that you see, and the drinks and stuff as well. But yeah, it's just now surprising hearing that they've dedicated a whole anime section to go along with that, with all the K-pop stuff, because they have like Korean stuff there as well. It's just
Yeah.
merging all into this like not a niche thing anymore, and like it's
Yep.
anyone's game now, which is can be good and bad because obviously they're quicker to run out of stuff because it was like when it was niche you could actually get hold of things, but obviously if it's going to become big
Oh well.
mainstream, it's like fighting over things and scalpers and that kind of stuff. Like the Pokemon cards. Can't even
You say
buy.
that, but of course, a lot of things didn't exist then.
I
We talk.
know.
No.
Remember, CEO. Well, I'm not sure if CEO is the right term, but head of Manga UK at the time, Jerome Mazandarani, saying
No.
in response to people on Twitter asking for a clan of Blu-rays instead of clan of
Oh yeah,
DVDs that
because
they
it
were releasing at the
Yeah.
wasn't.
time, and he said, you guys got to buy it. You guys got to buy it. And Clannad on Blu-ray at the time was certainly something that wouldn't sell enough.
Ah,
But we have had
desperate for
Clannad
that.
on Blu-ray now in the UK for several years. So
Yeah.
I know that's like
that's
because
just a
Hard
thing that
times.
happened randomly now with no new show, no nothing. It just came out as a classic
that's
because
yeah
I
because
guess the numbers make sense.
because like when it was a niche thing, we would only get hold of because obviously the UK was small and stuff. It was like yeah, we would only get the DVD rights and all that, even though there was Blu-rays and stuff. But yeah, it was just we were there when it transitioned from mostly DVDs to then they were actually getting into the works with like Blu-rays and opening other companies, and then Anime Limited came around, and then it's just boom, it's now everywhere, which is kind of cool as well because when you actually mention hobbies now, like anime, manga, and all that,
Yeah,
people know what you're talking about instead of you trying to explain what it is first. Even though I've explained it a lot of times to my family members to say this and that and all that, they still need reminding what it is because obviously, like, it's not their thing, which is fair enough. But like now, other people you can talk to and they know exactly what I'm about. Like, my brother watches like some anime with me. He will randomly talk to a guy who has nothing to do with anime or all that, and they have seen like Attack on Titan and stuff because to them
yeah.
it was just a normal good show, but then then you find out it's an anime kind of thing. Like people are watching them, not realizing they're anime because obviously Netflix and all that before didn't specify the difference, but like yeah, people would watch these and
Well,
actually quite enjoy them, and then
I
you'd
mean,
say, "Oh, it's an anime, by the way," and then they go, "Oh, that's yeah, no, no."
they probably know it's an anime, but it's because it's so mainstream and because what they've been told by probably somebody else to watch it, it's like you sort of put that past. But a
It,
lot of people aren't too close-minded to simply go, "Oh, it's anime, so I
Yeah,
can't possibly
yeah.
Well, a
watch
lot
it."
of
That's
people
just
that I've come
it's
across
the older
and in the
generation.
past is just like, yeah, because it's anime, they think it's gonna be like all the like the kiddie kind of or too girly or something. But it's hard to explain to them that it's like kind of the shows that they've watched or like I don't know, like SWAT or something, and then it's just like, but it's like animated, but it's still good because they can get away with
Yeah,
a
but
lot
it
of stuff
it is
with
difficult.
animation.
I mean, the
But
thing is,
yeah,
it's not just anime anyway, because it's also to like the Amazon Prime show Invincible, which is all like basically just a cartoon, is exactly the same thing. Yeah, people, even though that's really good as well, people turn around and be like, "Oh, can't watch it because it's animated. Like, I don't like it." And at the end of the day, you're entitled to not like
they
something if
still
it's
think,
animated
yeah, it's
because
because they still think
why not?
animation's kids, like for kids kind of
Yeah, but then some people don't
discussion.
like it because, like, some people like live action over animated. Like, it's like going to a film to, some people don't want to watch something animated. It's perfectly fine, but at the end of the day, they're probably going to end up missing out if you're not watching. If you just simply because of that reason.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
it just doesn't. It's one of those things again. It's like, and it is like with Netflix, they're doing a good job with basically shoving these things down your throat, really. And it does work, and it may get more popular, it may stay sort of what it is, but I'm all for them putting more stuff out there anyway. Even though I don't watch anime myself, like I'm happy for it to get its sort of
Yeah, because like
its time.
it was hard to get like merch and stuff, and you would always have to like either buy it from Japan and hopefully it gets shipped and stuff, or and now it's actually in shops physically, which is like
I remember having the similar conversation with about animation and such to my previous landlady, and she made a comment like, I've never heard that term before," and I'm like, "What term?" Like live action, because
Yeah,
Courage.
because
Oh
it's
yeah,
It's
all
just
I've
live
move.
action,
It's just
right?
movies, right?
yeah,
It's just-
It's real life.
I've had that encounter before where I've said, "Oh, it's live action," or something. It becomes part of my vocabulary because obviously talking about
well,
animation and
yeah,
live action because of us and all that. It yeah, it people get confused when I say live action because what was it? I got my parents to watch the One Piece live action, and I had to explain to them that it wasn't animation, it was live action, and they looked at me a bit funny because obviously, like, who says live action when it's people?
yeah.
So they actually enjoyed it as well. So they can't wait for season 2 that's in the works. So
Mental, innit? Who would
they
enjoy One Piece? Man.
so I might dive in and watch the whole of the animation of One Piece, but I probably won't survive it. But you
Oh god. He's gonna stream it as well.
know, what and get banned straight away.
Just stream the entire show. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Oh. Uh segue. Oh, my dog's opened the door.
I just
Uh,
wanted one more thing I want to
Sure.
say because I mean, sort of talked about it, but Riley asked the question specifically about do you think does going mainstream take something away? It kind of does. I feel more, but I feel more strongly the other way. And I talked about this with regards to Formula One as well, which had a similar thing, and it's probably more relevant because that has had a lot of new fans come in with the Netflix show in the last, well, it's
of course,
over
yeah.
5 years now. And some of the newer
Equally.
fans are not. They have a different way of enjoying the sport to the older fans, which is different. But I think at the end of the day, it's fine. Because and you know, as Adaro touched on, I can if I mention F1 to someone now, like almost anyone, they'll talk back to me about F1. And before Drive to Survive, the Netflix show, that wouldn't happen, you know.
Yeah.
And I could talk to anyone about F1 now, and yeah, some people be like, oh, it's only F1, blah blah blah. It's other motorsport is better, and that probably true, but also it's a starting point. Like once I
Oh
get
yeah,
talking to him about
100%.
F1, like my boss at work, I talk to him about F1 all the time. He really likes F1. He's into sport as a whole, to be fair, but he likes F1. But I'll always shoehorn in like other things. Like he was talking about the off season and stuff, and I'm like, dude, it's Daytona 24 this weekend. Put it on. He doesn't yet, but you know we got May coming up.
No, it's still sane.
I'll be talking to him about Indy 500 all of May, and you know we'll work on it. But you know it's a starting point to get people to go further. And anime is the same. Like I accidentally let my
Yeah.
coworkers add me on Steam. I of course gave them my.
Oh
I didn't give
god.
them. I didn't give them the Reska one. I gave them my like old Steam where most of my games are still stored. But I forget. I have Calgary from Rewrite as my profile picture on that one. So I'm like, oh, this doesn't really help. And
Gee.
of course, I noticed that because I haven't exactly announced I like anime. I mean, I don't really watch anime much, but you know, they commented on that, but like, it wasn't that weird of a thing. It's just anime. Like, they're all nerdy people anyway. So,
Yeah, innit?
you know, anime is in a similar thing where you're more likely to just be able to talk to people about it now where you never could before. And even
Yeah.
if that changes the scene and the vibe and everything, I'm perfectly okay with that if it means that it's not an
Yeah, because the
underground
only
weird
guys I
thing
could talk
anymore.
about was with you guys.
Exactly, yeah. You know,
Having the accessibility is huge, really. I always think. Just being able to actually
It
go out to a streaming platform and get it. I know that if you want to watch everything, you may have to buy 2 or 3, but with Netflix, you're pretty sound with basically majority of things. Like if you like there's sport on there, like Amazon is exactly saying there's some football games on there. Like it just makes a massive difference, and it gets more fans into all of these like, niches. Is ideal, I think, is brilliant.
the only service I haven't bought yet because I know most of my shows that I've watched and season 2s of got brought been what's the word? Licensed by Disney instead. So obviously it went from Crunchyroll to Disney. Yeah, is the only one I haven't bought yet because obviously that's just going to add more money to my already streaming services that I do own. So yeah, it's a bit of a hassle when they go from one place to another, depending on the season. That's the one thing
Yeah,
that's
that's
annoying.
it is. That's why things like 1 week free trials exist, so you can then just watch that, and
Yeah, I
then
might
you don't have to worry
do.
about.
I keep getting a lot of 3-month ones for Disney, so I might as well
Yeah,
just
exactly.
use
Let's do
them.
it. And if you're gonna watch Disney, if you get Disney, watch Daredevil because Daredevil Born Again is fantastic.
Oh yeah,
So
I
you need to
watched
watch that. So good, so good.
what's it called? Screen Rant's Daredevil trailer video thing, and they were saying how bad the other seasons were compared to the new one that's gonna obviously
The
launch.
new season's like really like gritty. Like it's that typical like Marvel have sort of found their foot with it, and like where the others are quite. The others weren't actually done by Marvel Studios. Like some of them a bit like you're a bit like meh, but this is like the story's really like strong and it's quite dark, and that's what I want. We want Daredevil to be a bit more edgy, like because Punisher's in as well. And Punisher just kills everybody. It's fantastic. Like it's amazing. I just literally finished watching the newest episode today, and it's just oh, any more, any more, any what happens? Come on.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's
because
really good.
the only time I've seen Daredevil appear in a show was the Spider-Man movie. Because I knew who he
Oh
was
yeah,
right
yeah,
off
he's
the
in that.
bat
Yeah,
anyway. Where he becomes
yeah.
Peter's lawyer, and then he
He
catches
is
the
only in it for like
baseball or
5
something that comes
minutes.
out. Yeah, like even though
Yeah.
he's a cameo, I knew who exactly who he was because obviously I
Oh,
know of
he's
Daredevil.
good.
Um,
Good. Yeah.
but yeah, it's great that it's niche stuff is becoming more popularized. So it's not just the nerdy kind of weird kids watching it as they would put us in that category kind of thing. Now it's like
Hmm.
anyone watches it. Like
As
yeah. So tangent, not tangent.
Yeah.
Segue.
Segue.
Tangerine,
Like what?
Tanjiro.
Yes.
Adoro.
Oh
What?
wait, that's Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. I thought you were
Did
doing an
you think it was
arrow.
Tanjiro
you?
No, I thought you were
Yosei.
doing an arrow thing.
He's like, that's me. That's me
I
now.
wish, I wish I was Tanjiro. He's quite cool.
Hot.
Talk
Yeah.
about Tanjiro
Quite
quickly.
Talk
cool.
about hot
I
suns.
can't, but
Go on.
the Demon Slayer movie is gonna come out at the end of the year. The first one out of
That's
3.
ages away.
Yep.
No, that's ages
It
away.
was announced to come out. It was announced early. It was announced last year, December, that they're gonna do another announcement this year, and then that announcement was like, oh, it's gonna come out September. I was like, that's quite far away when it was announced. I was like, I thought it'd be a bit sooner, but no. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting watch. I'm going to get tickets and all sorts for that one. Hopefully I'll drag Reska with me if he binge watches the rest of the series that he hasn't seen yet. Um,
Unlikely.
but yeah, that one of Demon Slayer was one of the animes that like did the wow factor with the animation style, the budget, the unfold the ball universe studio. I think it's called that. Correct me if I'm
I
wrong.
still think the animation is not that like fancy apart from like
When it's
one
the
episode.
proper like intense fighting scenes and stuff, the animation is yes.
I really felt like in season one there was one
Yes,
episode
there
with
was one
impressive
like
animation, but I haven't seen the second
that's what
season.
kicked off its popularity, that one episode in episode 19. That obviously that whole thing. But there is more of it in the other seasons. It isn't just down to the one episode. There is more episodes of that because of what happens up to it. Even the last episode was like, oh my god. But yeah, that's Tanjiro to a tangent. Not tangent, segue.
I take it you haven't
Uh,
started either Summer Pockets or Lazarus yet. I haven't either.
I haven't started watching Summer Pockets because I wanted to play the game first, because I did the mistake of not completing Rewrite yet before watching a bit of Rewrite to then realize that I should stop watching Rewrite to then play the rest of Rewrite.
Yeah,
So with those ones that
I
have
mean,
visual
just
novels, I'm gonna play first before I watch them. But it does look interesting.
I mean, obviously, I have no idea if it's good or not yet as an anime, but it will certainly not suffer as much from being in anime form as Rewrite does. Like, I would just say it's not as complicated of a story. Um, So yeah, rewrite was just basically never gonna work.
Yeah, because I did
And it's
watch
actually amazing Little Busters works as well as it
mm,
does.
anything done by Key. I in the past I did watch the anime first. Well, Angel Beats itself was an anime first anyway, which obviously started me off watching anime. Uh, and then Clanner, Little Busters. Yeah, I watched them all first. But now when I got into visual novels, um, I feel like I want to play the game first before watching it and then have more uh what's the word? Not respect, but more interest or observant in the anime itself, if that makes sense, um from the original piece that it's from. Like I've been doing that with manga where I've been reading mangas first and then watching the show and then getting like more wowed because obviously like oh it's that panel animated and they've done this with that kind of thing. It's an interesting way of seeing a show differently if you've seen the original source material first. But then there's other
Yeah.
shows where I have watched the show first and it works better because of major plot that happens in it. I would rather see the animation than reading it. But I've done vice versa, so it depends whatever floats your boat.
One thing I always forget is that the silent voice cut off like the entire last story
Oh
arc
yeah,
from the anime. I
that's
always
another.
forget there's a whole school festival
Yeah, like
like
it's
arc
the
afterwards that it was just erased. And I'm so used to the movie version now, obviously, because it is fantastic. That I forgot that when I watched that in the cinema at the time, and it sort of was getting it was sort of ending, and I'm
yeah.
like, wait,
It ended
what?
like yeah, it ended way before like the book, and it was like
Yeah,
yeah, because there's another one of those where I read the manga first because obviously it was before like any announcement of it. But yeah, and then seeing how the two stories, like how they can turn it into a TV show or a movie, and what they have to move or whatever. But yeah, it's just like as you said, it was just like oh, we were expecting a little bit longer because obviously we read the book first, but there's so much they can
yeah,
put into a show to make it still because obviously yeah, it was the whole point of them like the whole figuring it out part came after where it ended in the movie, but they still made it fit the movie ending,
yeah.
which
They made it work, but
yeah, there
it
but
was
there's
a bit
some
odd at
cases
the time.
where they can't because they've skipped something in the book, and that's when people go
Yeah.
read the manga because it's better and all that. Like for example, Rosario Vampire. Very ecchi anime, not very fighting stuff happening and all that. But then you read the manga and it's very dark. It's like more combat in it, and the story goes obviously a little bit longer because obviously it's the story continues more.
It's still quite edgy though, just
It's
saying.
yeah, it's well,
Yeah, don't take that away
it's
from it.
less in the manga than it is obviously in the TV where they made it like every 5 seconds. But the dark
Yeah, you
story
prefer
and all
that,
that
do you?
makes up for it, which obviously is a bit disheartening where they take a show and like ruin it with lots of fan service. Where I will talk about that now because that's a good segue. Is I've obviously finished. I was a fan of Initial D. I finished Initial D, so I'm on to MF Ghost, and the races are good, the characters are good, the story's good so far. I'm on season one. The only little thing that annoys me, obviously, that they do have them in real racing and stuff, is what they call grid girls. In MF Ghost, they're called the Angels, and they're very heavily sexualized. Let's put it with that, with like the butt cam and the boob cam and all that kind of thing. Before they say before they're asked a question to then broadcast like what their thoughts are on the race and all that. So yeah, that bit slightly annoyed me from where how it was with Initial D, and now they're kind of like putting a little bit of fan service in this kind of genre, which I don't know if it makes sense to rescue and all that because obviously how good
Well, I
girls
mean,
are
they
perceived.
exist. Yeah, race queens still exist, mainly
Yeah,
just in Japan. They have been removed from most other things. But obviously, you wouldn't get like a boob cam or an ass cam anyway in real life. Like that's ridiculous. So
yeah,
that's just anime
it
being
was just
anime,
weird.
unfortunately.
Like they'll go, oh, you gotta be like prepared because obviously one of the girls is new, and like they literally like the girl they did the oh what's the word where the race board is, where they go, like they move from first to all that when they get past and all that. It's not digital; it's analog. So the angel has to go up and actually pull it off the board and put the new one on. And as they're doing it, the cameraman goes towards them, but then zooms into their butt. Obviously, they're wearing bloomers and
That's just
stuff.
anime. I
Yes,
mean, in a
before they
real
talk to
event,
them.
I mean, obviously these events they're doing don't exist in real life, but
No, but it's
you
just
wouldn't
annoying.
have a grid girl or race queen doing that job anyway. So
Yeah, because they did say
that's a
that
bit
was the only
weird.
thing that was different because obviously, like, digital placing exists, but in
Well,
M
even in real life, depends on the series, but certainly in F1, they still hold out an analog pit board in case things stop working. So that is still a thing they do. But again, it wouldn't be a grid girl doing it. It would just be a guy from the team, or not necessarily a guy, but like not someone dressed like that is what I mean. Like someone who
yeah,
is actually a member of the team properly.
and the winner gets and the first 3 winners get to choose an angel to kiss them on the cheek. So, that was
Yeah, that's
another thing
super
as well.
fucking weird. So yeah, that's just anime being
And it's just
very
like,
Yeah.
I thought because the way Initial D was, where it's just mostly guys in their cars, and yeah, there's a few girls here and there, and then it's just like MF Ghost, where it's set 30 years later, and it's very like the grid girls are very like skimpy and like, yeah, I was just like, I want to enjoy the show, please. There is a time and place for fan service, but if there's too much of it, it does ruin the story, in my opinion. I know there's people out there that watch it regardless, but I had to get that out off my chest.
fair.
But it's a good show though, still, with the modern cars and the racing style and all that. I'm getting into racing more now because of the legal aspect of this one now. Because obviously the other one was street racing where it wasn't up to code. Let's go with that.
Nice.
Shall we do a few questions from our
Yeah.
selection?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, and you can choose that racing question because I have an answer.
What the if you could make your own VTuber racing team, what would it be called,
Oh,
and what would it
VTubers. Okay,
specialize
I
in?
misread it. I thought it was
Oh my god.
characters. I would have
Oh, well, why don't you
chosen.
just do that anyway?
Oh,
Like,
well,
because you probably don't have an answer for it otherwise. So,
well. Okay, if it's
if you
Yeah,
V,
wanted,
true.
if you had a racing team of anime characters, detail it.
right. For the VTuber side of it, I would obviously pick Wesker because I know what he's like and he's good at it.
Terrible.
I've been watching a few racing streams of Riley. I would obviously choose Riley because I know them as well. Uh, and then alongside them, I would obviously choose Takumi Fujiwara. Uh, Canada, Canada Riverton, which
The
is
who?
he's the main guy in MF Ghost. He's the British main guy in MF Ghost.
His name is Canada.
Canata, not
Okay,
Canada.
I
I didn't
I was
pronounce it
like,
right.
what the hell?
Kanata.
Okay,
He's cool, but his Japanese name is Kanagiri, but his British name is Riverton, is his surname. So
I see.
I'll
Okay.
choose him as well. How many people do we get in a racing team?
Oh, I don't know. Infinite in
Well,
theory.
there's 4, and then I will probably choose Beckingham. I think his name's Beckingham, the German guy who's in MF Ghost.
David Beckham.
No,
Why are you having David Beckham as a driver? That seems a bit weird.
Why isn't Katie Price on your
Sorry,
team?
Beckenbauer. Uh,
He sounds very
Jack
German.
Bauer. Why are you getting that as
Michael
well?
Beckenbauer is the German guy in MF Ghost who drives a automatic Porsche, I think it is. I'll choose him.
Automatic.
From what I've seen, he's a bit of an ass, but he races an automatic, and I like automatic cars. Um,
Oh dear.
Why?
uh,
Why? Why are you the only person?
Because gears worry me,
I
so
like
I've been more focusing if I'm
what?
going to learn to drive, it'll probably be
Well,
an automatic.
Well, that's because you don't. That's because you can't drive. You need to. As soon as you drive a car, it's like they're not worried at all. Easy.
unfortunately, I have to alert you to the fact that automatic cars also have gears.
That is true.
They have park, drive, and
He's just fast out.
reverse.
No. Yeah, but when you put it in drive, it still goes through
Yeah, it's
gears.
still
Yeah, by
going for it's just
itself.
automatically doing it.
Now, yeah, until you get to a hill and you need to put it in first or second specifically, which you can also do. So
All right, but okay, he
yeah,
drives.
tell you what, if you don't like gears, you should get an electric car.
I was looking at that because guess
That's
what?
true.
They actually built the car I want with an electric engine.
What car is that?
A Toyota
What car?
AE86, the
Or the new
original
one?
80s one. They've rebuilt as an electric vehicle.
Okay, but you can't just buy that. Like
No,
that's a project.
but I want to get hold of that if that's the case. But yeah, Beckenbauer drives a Porsche 718 Cayman S. And Riverton drives the Toyota GT86 because I know the latest one after that is a GR. So I was looking at
Yeah, they
them.
need to do another series by the same mangaka where the main guy drives a GR86 and plays iRacing all the time because that's in that game.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. You would like Beckenbauer because he is like you. He became well. You aren't a professional driver, but he became a professional race car driver because he played games like the ones you play. That was mentioned in the story where I'm at.
I guess that makes sense though, because of course there's no proper motorsport anymore in that world, right? So, um,
Oh
I
no, there's
guess
proper racing
a lot of
academies and
these,
stuff because Riverton comes from the British Racing Academy or wherever it was called.
well, like, isn't the MF Ghost type of racing the only racing left? Because they talk about how I remember I watched episode 1 and they talk. I think at Beckenbauer they were saying he should have been like racing at Le Mans, but like they don't do Le Mans anymore. So like
Oh no, racing does
obviously he
exist, but
can't.
this is a different kind of racing where it's live streamed and all this and drones following and all that. They do mention other tracks. Um,
Okay, I thought they just got rid of
and
it
also
all.
another little Easter egg for the dub fans. I think it's also for the sub as well. The ending preview screens where they get read out like next time, blah blah blah, is read out by the voice actor of Takumi. So yes, Takumi kind of appears in it as the overvoice for the end preview cards at the moment. He's mentioned in the show, like all the other characters. Well, actually, you get to see the other characters as well from obviously in their 50s. But yeah, it's quite interesting. Can't wait to watch more of it when I get round to it. Next question. Oh
I
yeah, no, your
see.
answer to the question.
Well, I don't really have. I mean, like I drive for Mirai, and it's like, well, I just make that.
Just make your Mirai
Uh,
team.
exactly. And it's Jordan asking this. It's like we're already on a team. Like, what more do we? What more are we making? I don't know. So,
Uh,
uh,
how about
I'd end up
Guy?
with just with Mirai.
Do you have
I'm
characters
sorry.
you want to turn into a race team?
I mean, not especially.
You kind
The thing I hate the most in the world is racing. So, oh, sorry. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's just it could be anyone. Like, honestly, I don't really have an answer. I guess like, I would just if I wanted to pick people in a racing thing, I'd probably pick really stupid people that weren't actually going to help me at all. But yeah,
and in the anime twist of all things, the people who aren't very good at it end up being the winners.
okay.
Anime fashion.
Let's
But
hope it's not anime because that's my second least favorite thing in the world.
I have very
So
funny says
yeah,
the talking VTuber. Anyway, but as a
My
rate
least favorite thing in the world is Guy Shaw the Champ.
oh, whoa! You want to throw down? You want to throw
okay,
down?
before you guys start firing. Anyway, the racing kind of thing I got really into because of Resker, funny enough, being a mod on his streams, learning all the caution flags,
Wait, hold on. Is this
the
the next question?
no,
Just
I was just saying about racing before we move on. Um and then watching what's the F4 anime I watched?
Overtake.
Overtake, that's it. And then something happened in it, and I called out what flag was going to be used or what light was going to be used, the safety car kind of thing. And I was like, thanks, Reska, for all this. And now, obviously, I watched Initial D and then MF Ghost. And it's like all the racing terminologies and liking cars now is all thanks to Reska. I just have to put that out there.
So why are you thanking him? He's ruined your life. I don't understand.
He's opened me up to like cars because growing up, cars were just, oh, that car looks nice. I never knew, like, I never like thinking about all these complicated names and all that kind of thing. I just went, oh, that car just looks nice. Now I actually know these things and like know car names, know 2.0 liter engine kind of talk and all this. It's just like,
2-point-liter engine kind of torque.
you know what I
Okay,
mean?
The
Because
typical
I think we
day-to-day
still might
discussion.
need some work here. I don't know.
Yeah.
well, one of the cars in the show is the 2 something liter engine thing.
Ooh, something.
But yeah, but like
Yes.
it's like Resker and all the other VTuber racers that obviously associate Resker. I've learned so much, and it's just like, yeah, I'm now liking cars. I buy kits now where you build your own little model cars. Okay, they're initial D cars at the moment, but like you start baby steps, and now I'm actually liking cars and want to be more like into cars. And I'm just putting that out
That
there.
is neat.
Nice.
Next
Good.
question.
If you can collab with any VTuber, who would it be
Resker.
and why? You already do that. You're doing it right now. Be more
um.
interesting.
The person I would probably like to collab with, was it VTuber or non-VTuber?
It says VTuber. But I
Uh,
mean, if you have someone you really want to say that isn't a VTuber, then you might as well go for
Sea
it.
Dog VA.
Connor.
Yep, I really, or with Chris. I
What a
would like to
But
be
surprise.
you
like,
could just say Iron Mouse because you probably find
well,
Connor anyway.
yeah, I know what I mean. Like, it's literally like being like the kind of VTuber in his stream, like Iron Mouse is, like that kind of like one real person, one VTuber kind of collab I like to do. I haven't done because obviously I would just collab with VTubers. But yeah, VTuber would probably be. Oh, there's so many VTubers I watch. Probably obviously the more famous one, Iron Mouse, will probably be like a fun banter because obviously you get to like when she does collabs, she does it with like a few others. So like you probably I'll probably run into Kuro and all the other V Shoujo members. That'd be kind of a fun banter. Clippy Mori, I would like to collab with. That'd be fun because they're the ones I like properly respect and like their music and all that jazz.
Yeah, I struggle to answer this one. I think because a lot of people I like have a lot of respect for. I'm not sure I'd necessarily want to collab with specifically because I'm thinking like, what would we do? You know, I think Calliope Mori being someone who was very important in me becoming a VTuber, but then like I can't imagine doing like what the hell are we gonna stream?
Well,
Like I don't know.
wasn't the Hololive girls into racing?
Well, there was yeah. I mean, maybe there's something there, but either way, it just seems odd. So I mean, she comes to mind though because
Oh,
she was the start
Iris.
of it all, I guess. I mean, yeah, that's a fitting one. The thing is, neither of them, those two were the hosts of the HoloLive English race event, which did not go as planned. But neither of them were actually driving. Although that being said, I think Iris did hop on. However, they weren't like participating. They were like the hosts rather than that. In fact, yeah, maybe Bibu, because Bibu was like one of the winners of that, and she did pretty well despite being on controller. So
Well,
maybe a racing collab with
you
Bibu.
do want to go against the strong racers because that's in your bio. Come to challenge the
Well,
racers.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, Iron Mouse comes to mind as well, just because, yeah, again, a lot of respect for her. Um, yeah, there's probably a few more people I'm not thinking of, but I don't know. Again, I'm not sure what I would do in a collab with these people, but yeah, there's people that come to mind, I guess.
Oh, um, what's Pastor I would probably like to collab with. She's a VTuber that wormed her way into the Vanos crew. She seems really fun and kind of
Interesting.
out there as well. But yeah, she's kind of fun. She's called Pastor Ravioli. Uh, yeah, she's a VTuber with pasta in her hair.
Is she Italian?
I don't think so, but she was the one I showed you the bedroom artwork where she had like the Among Us in the corner and like you had to kind of find all the Among Us characters. I think yeah, I showed you when she first
Yes,
appeared.
I remember this person. Yeah.
Yeah. Guy's muted. I don't know if he's got an answer. He must know some VTubers,
Oh,
right?
sorry, I was falling asleep. Listen to you two. Well,
Excuse
no, just checking. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know any VTubers, so I would personally not say one because I don't know any. I mean, I could say Hotshot. That's maybe one that I'd like to
Oh God,
do.
why? Okay,
But apart from
is there
that,
any content creator slash
No, no,
streamer?
no, guy. That was the answer to the next question, not
oh,
this one. Okay.
sorry. Oops,
Wait,
jumped
what's the
ahead.
next question?
Uh,
Who's the biggest pervert?
Oh, I thought we were gonna skip that one. I thought that was a dumb question.
Well,
well, those
yeah,
are
no, I wasn't
questions.
wasn't seriously gonna go through that, but yeah, no, it's just because
I'm
he's not
doing as
here.
much
Oh, he's not
else
here.
to
Let's
do.
throw him under the bus. Okay, hot shot.
Exactly. No.
No, we
Well, I mean,
don't
guy,
know.
is there anyone outside of YouTubing though that comes to mind?
Well, this is the thing. I don't really watch any like influencer or anything. So, I mean, to be honest,
Fair.
if it the closest I probably could um get to something that like is to do with what I like and is also to do YouTube and whatever is probably the up down down crew from they're basically they're wrestlers, so like they're actual like wrestlers in like they still wrestle now, but they play games and like with other wrestlers. So like they basically stream with
Well, they
I mean,
other
you're
wrestlers and stuff.
made for this.
yes, you're the wrestler
Exactly,
VTuber.
yeah,
You could
it's
have broadened
ideal.
their
So,
horizon with the wrestler VTuber meeting actual wrestlers and playing
yeah, well,
games.
exactly. Yeah, this it would be a good chance to sort of get
You
that the
should reach
VTube out
out to
into the
them
wrestling. So,
in their business emails. And
yeah, I'm sure that will go
well,
swimmingly.
stranger things have happened. That's how some of
Yeah,
the
there's a
people
few
I've
seasons of
watched
it
have
already.
formed groups. They've literally just because one person DM'd another, because you can do that on YouTube, like when you've got
Yeah,
a
but
certain
we're
number.
talking the quality between us and them is astronomical. So
But there was
One
more.
day.
yeah, I
Well,
think
yeah, but there's more to do with you
if
going with
if
that.
we do more podcasts and more streams, I'm sure that we'll eventually get there. So
Oh, we got Waz
we just have to keep doing
Wednesdays.
that, right?
Yeah, well, we're getting there. We got a lovely Discord full of our lovely fans, and we do stream. The rest are streaming the same game every time, but anything else,
Dull and
it's all
boring, as
fair
you
game.
self-proclaim.
What?
Lovely. Yeah. So do we finish all the questions on that, or was that?
I
I
think that's a good point to stop. There are
choose one
obviously
more
more
Yeah.
question.
questions. Who's the biggest pervert?
No, I'm after that one.
Adrio
You
say.
doofus.
Oh,
I feel like the next one's a long one though. But have you
yeah,
seen
no,
it?
Adiro. Yeah, I
What?
Have you
think.
seen it,
What
Adro,
is the
or
next one?
are you just simple question? And I don't think it is. Why are you tubing?
Oh yeah, we can't go through that.
That will be a
I
question
feel
for
like
next episode. Whilst I write down a formula answer,
No,
because
exactly.
I
there's
think.
That's a question that deserves a bit of a longer talk, I think, and we
yes,
are
Yeah,
it
at
deserves a
almost at the
yeah. What's
more
the
two
question?
hour.
deep dive. Why we are we, if that makes sense, because we are
Why we
we in
are
a sentence.
wise.
Well, yes,
Yeah,
why
no, we're not
was
called we. We're called Waz.
we was why was
We woo.
we was. But yeah, there's
We
our
boosh.
Discord link if anyone new wants to join and join the banter. It is full of racing talk most of the time, but uh I try to dive in where I can because I'm still learning the lingo. But yes, come join,
There
have
we
a
go.
blast. See if you can get Guy to talk in it as well. With
And
some
also post as many questions as you possibly can, so we can then
Yes.
use them for our next
oh yes,
ones.
continue
If they're stupid, make sure they're stupid.
yeah, continue posting the questions in the Discord question channel because we will keep doing them, so we won't
We
recycle them, kind of thing. Uh, hopefully, yeah. And our podcast will have a topic now and then, but we will ramble like I have been doing because once I start, I can't
Mm,
stop. That's
tell
one
me
of the
about it.
that's one of the sides to me because I am autistic. So yeah, all my autistic brothers and sisters out there. On a lighter
No
note,
one said anything. There's no one else there.
there's no one there.
You're the only one.
The
Are you still there?
well, Riley's
Oh
there,
no.
but I don't think. Yeah.
Anyway, have we said all we want to say about
I
the
think
subject at hand
so.
before we leave? Before we leave Universal Studios in the dust and never speak of it again until it opens in 6 years' time.
Yeah, it'll be on WWAS podcast episode
Episode.
537.
Yeah.
Oh
God,
yeah, it's like
I
six
don't think
years
that
from
works.
now.
Hey guys, remember in episode 2? Well, it's open now. IRL stream time.
And we'll be billionaires by then, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Reska shouts it from his mansion. Oh, Universal is open, by the way. And then
Why do I sound so old
and
at
then
age 36?
You've
because
aged
that's how it
rapidly
just
in that
age
time.
rapidly from 30. It just goes all downhill, and then jumps in his Lamborghini.
Oh.
I just look. No matter how rich I am, you wouldn't catch me dead owning a Lamborghini.
Oh, it's fine. I'll just take it off you. It's fine.
Whoa.
Nah. But well, okay.
I wouldn't buy it, mate.
I'll throw a quick question out there before we end. What is your ideal car? Non-racing.
Well,
Audi
that probably is his idea.
A3
Ooh.
You just said an
with
Audi.
Apple CarPlay.
Did you say Audi A3?
What?
Audi A3
Yes. My
with
sister.
Apple CarPlay,
My
at least.
Apple CarPlay.
I think it's an
Like,
A.
I don't have a lot of requirements for my car, honestly.
I don't know if she owns.
Remote locking would be pretty good too, actually. I love that.
My sister owns an Audi. Sorry, because I can always say
A1?
Audi. I think it's an A1 or an A3. But one of them they said was more catered to being a girl car. She said.
Well, I mean, that's just all bullshit anyway, so.
Yeah, exactly. There's no
But
such
I
thing. Really.
told her like because she goes, oh, and I says, what about this one? And it goes, oh, that was more catered for boys. It's either between an A1 or A3. She said the one she's got is more what girls drive kind of car.
I mean, I would only say about like a Fiat 500 is like commonly a young woman's car. Apart
But
from that, every other car is whatever.
my ideal car is
Your
obviously
ID car.
what is obviously either the AE86 from the 80s if I can
Of
hold one.
course.
But recently, because of MF Ghost, I've been looking at reasonable cars, and I could get hold if I wanted to. I could get hold of a 2012 Toyota GT86 if I wanted to. In blue.
You just went from the older 86 to the new 86, and you described it as, oh, now I'm looking at reasonable cars.
Well, it's not new. It's older because the newer one is the
Oh, yeah, I
2022
know.
GR86, which is the same kind of
but
body.
buying a new car is obviously astronomical
But
in
yeah,
price
about
comparatively.
I've seen one for around 13 grand in blue. On a website that I could probably get hold of one if I ever did want one. But I first need to learn how to drive. Because there's no point buying
Yeah,
a
that
car
would
if I
help.
can't use it.
Yeah.
And
Can't
honestly,
stare at it.
I mean, I don't even know. I presume you could buy it in automatic, but honestly, if you're gonna buy a sports car like that, you're buying it
manual.
manual, and you're learning
Yeah,
to
you
drive
have to.
manual, because you will regret not. Like if you
Yeah,
ever got to that
100%.
point, you would regret not having the manual for sure. Like no doubt about it.
It makes way more sense just to learn a manual anyway, because then you have the option to do automatic as
Yeah,
well. Like
I've
you just,
I've I've been
it's a
told that,
no-brainer.
but some people in my family drive automatic, and they did say with like how I am with like I think I would overthink the gear situation, how like I think it would like
Yeah, but you'll get used to it when you
yeah,
do.
but
If you,
like
it's because
if
you're
I
speaking
need
like
to
'cause you've
yeah,
never driven a
I
car,
need to
so
learn it to then to like realize if I'm going to be good at it or not, which
exactly.
is that's a fair point. But any
Yeah.
Learn a
racing
manual, and
game
then if you really can't do it,
with
switch.
any racing game
And
with
learn it in a sim.
yes, that's what I mean. With any racing game with gears, I've been just doing it randomly and like obviously burning my tires or breaking the engine or whatever because obviously I don't know the correct format yet of like how gears work. So I've always opted for automatic. But if I had more money than sense, I would buy a manual car if
You
because
do, don't
obviously
you?
the cars I want to get